people, so I guess we can. That answers that because we weren't sure last time.
Well, that's good because you don't want to have like 40 people in here, like
Yeah,
making the screen give people seizures or whatever.
yeah, it could get a little crazy. All right, there it is. Yep, now we're live. All right.
Nice.
Let's see. Go to my channel here. Oh no, there it is. Yeah, this is. Yeah, it's not too hard once I actually had it all figured out.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty quick. I was trying to do it on the phone, but just wasn't happening.
Everybody to the Warbird Gate. That's my other channel. Hold on. I gotta. Whoa! How am I still logged into that? Let me make sure I'm not broadcasting on the wrong channel. I have like. How many do I have? I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different Google accounts or YouTube accounts. So I don't know. I'm not even. I think I'm broadcasting to the right account.
Do you update your other channels?
The only one that I really do anything with is the Warbird Games account. That's my gaming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't have to do any giveaways. That one's actually almost up to 500 subs, and I've never looked at the subs on it. Just never really thought about it much, but because it's not it's not like a community. It's just a channel. But
Right.
But I was thinking, man, that would be a huge giveaway. I'd have to really do something. If that was this channel.
Have you done a giveaway yet?
No, but I'm up to 105 subscribers, so it's
I saw you passed the 100 mark, so
yeah.
I've enjoyed it. It was slightly more thought than I thought I was going to have to put into it, to be honest with you. Doing updates and getting the stuff around and whatnot. It's cool.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to tomorrow night doing the live drawing with Christy.
See, that's gonna be the fun part. That drawing with Mel was like epic.
Mm-hmm.
It was like so much fun for everybody, for him, for everybody. I mean, it was like a party.
Kept it going. It was pretty cool.
I felt bad.
You get a car, and you get a car, and you
get a car. Somebody was like, "Yeah, we should keep it going," and he actually thought he meant like you should keep giving away tobaccos. And I swear he was like ready to. He's like, "Oh, wait, I should." And he's like, "No, I just meant we should keep hanging out. Just hang out. I didn't mean."
I'm kind of hoping secretly, and if Mel watches this later, I kind of hope that he like plays Santa Claus around Christmas time and sticks something in my stocking.
Yeah.
He was threatening the other night to put all his tobacco up on eBay, which is just like insanity to me.
He said he was going to put the McClellans up, and I said, "Dude, if you put the McClellans up, don't be surprised if some guy from Houston buys them because
right, exactly.
Like I'm tempted. They're so good." Yeah, he was it? We were he was offering to send me some stuff, and I was like, "No, don't send me that. I have that. Don't send me stuff that you don't need to send me. That I already. I would feel terrible if he was like sending me stuff, and I'm like, oh, I already have that." Like,
yeah, for sure.
Like
that's how I felt when you sent me a couple things that Mel had already.
Oh yeah. Well, that was different because I mean, like you didn't already have it; it just showed up. That was fine.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, and that's like super rare stuff that like I think it's cool because not every. I mean, I know what's his name? The guy from Stuffing Things, Bradley.
Bradley, yeah.
He said that it took him. I want to say he said a year before he was able to get his hands on any esoterica. He tried like solid for a year.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
I've got the email notifications and stuff enabled for those, as we all should, but
I've heard,
it's timing,
Yeah, I've heard
people email and you got to get on it within 30 seconds, otherwise it's just not gonna happen.
Yep. No, I got stupid lucky. Like I walked into a brick and mortar and I was asked to not talk about it on social media, so I can't like even reveal what brick and mortar on air. But
did they tell you like 110? That's all you get?
Not exactly, but basically they don't put them out. Like you're not going to walk in and find anything like that on the shelf.
Right.
Once once they know, like you come in and you're their customer, they'll take you to the back and discuss what else they have.
Flip over the counter and move all the guns and things out of the way that have the VIN
I'm not even
numbers and
kidding,
stuff
man.
scratched off,
It's
and give
exactly
it
like
an
that.
esoterica.
It's exactly like that. I walked in there once and I was like, I knew there had been an esoterica drop, and I'd already scored 2 cans of pins, or 2 tins of Penzance there, and I was like, hey, I heard that some stuff came down. I was wondering if you had any Stonehaven or anything like that. No, we don't have anything like that. I'm so sorry, sir. And like as soon as people kind of, he's like, come on to the back. And I went to the back and he pulls out a bag of a freaking bag of Stonehaven, and he had tins of brown flake, Germain brown flake, which is like unicorn stuff. So
Right.
what? Yeah. So that's how I scored the bag of
Was it crazy expensive though?
No, it was cheaper than like the tins, like the big 8-ounce tin of Quiet Nights that I had my eye on, but they have a really high price on it. Their prices are really it really depends on the product. Some stuff is priced great. I've got the Dublin Dioro there, and it was it was fine, but like it was like a perfectly reasonable price. But for some reason, there are some things that are like really expensive there, but they didn't charge me much at all for this stuff. So it was
Well, I watched that video. I don't know. Do you watch Smoke and Fireman at all? Cody's channel. Yeah. So he showed like this huge freaking lot of stuff that he got at one of his brick and mortars that he goes to. He's like 2 Penzance, 3 Margate, all this the like.
Yeah.
But this was like 6 or 7 months ago.
It's all
good timing or something.
I've been telling people it's all about finding a good brick and mortar, and like they asked me, when he gives it to me, he's like, you can't put this on social media, and I'm like, oh, no worries, because basically he's like, we're not shipping this to Hawaii, like we don't ship any products out of town at all, unless maybe it's a customer we really know, but we don't ship this stuff. Because and the thing is that's why they have it. if they did just ship it out, then they wouldn't have it for the customer. So,
yeah, no doubt.
Because of that, I try to respect that, and when I go in there, I try to go in there and just buy whatever every once in a while. And just up until just a few weeks ago, they actually had some McClellan, but it wasn't any of the big brand. It was like Grey Havens, which is like the reviews were terrible for Grey Havens, like across the board. So I was like, I guess I won't get it, but I was tempted.
Yeah, you almost want to just snatch it up because like in 10 years, like that shitty tobacco, somebody's gonna want it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, McClellan, yeah, but it's Grey Haven. I don't care. Okay, I was tempted, but yeah, I don't know. For like twice that, I was thinking for twice that I could just get on eBay and get some Frogmorton. So
right, yeah.
Which is how I got the Frogmorton. Yeah, I broke down and did that with Frogmorton, but not to the extent that Mel did. I only got the 110.
I'm just afraid that I'm going to pay, whatever, $50 for a tin, and then decide after the first bowl, like, wow, that was just not even worth it for me. You know what I mean?
I had the reason that I got the Cellar was because there was a video at the Chicagoland Pipe Show a few years ago. Somebody took of Mike McNeil. It's actually in my Redstone Recommends playlist. Mike McNeil, a lot of those are like interviews with blenders or visits to like factories. But anyway, Mike McNeil of McClellan went into the exhaustive process that it took to figure out how to make Frogmorton Cellar, and like how he was like beat, and his wife was like, here, try this, and she went off and tried some stuff, and and she had the painting done for like a long time, months, I think, and he was still trying to perfect this recipe, and he's like, I will not mix alcohols with with tobacco, I don't care how you try it. I've done it a million times. It doesn't work. It always breaks down. He just went on and on about how like things like ways you can't do it. And and he's like, finally, I was like, you know what, Mike, you dumbass, why don't you just instead of using the whiskey in the barrel, why don't you saw up the barrel and put a cube from the barrel in the tin? And it was like the big moment. And he was
Right.
like, I figured it out. And I was like, after that story, I didn't even care anymore. It's like I would be willing to just so I could say I smoked it and I know what it's like and I didn't miss out on it, having just knowing that story. So that was the reason I went ahead and bought that one.
Don't you find it interesting that you have like this obscure thing that, how many people are actually pipe smokers these days? How many
Right.
people actually really know anything about pipe tobacco that are pipe smokers?
Yeah.
There's just such a small
It's a tiny,
group of us that actually know anything about it.
yeah.
So, like, I don't know. There's something sentimental about it. You know what I mean? There's something
Yeah.
romantic about having that. Like,
Yeah.
I just want a stave cube. That's what I want. I just want a stave cube to put somewhere in my house
I
and
know.
like, be like, that's it.
Yeah. No, you know what though? I've already figured out when I finish that, I'm gonna put the stave cube in a jar of Northwoods and see what happens.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm gonna put that up for like a 6 months or something, and then see what it tastes like.
Well, the
That's
secret is go find a distillery somewhere
yeah,
and buy some staves off of a barrel or buy a barrel
yeah,
and start
yeah,
using them.
yeah. The thing is like, and I don't know if you saw the video, but I also have Morton Original now because
Mm-hmm.
I was chatting with Pipe and Cigar Therapy Eric, and he was like, yeah, I don't have. Hey, SM Piper, what's up? SM
Hey,
Piper's
what's up,
around.
Zach?
Um,
I just saw it literally like 3 hours ago. I saw that video of yours.
okay, there you go.
I watched it.
Yeah, and I was like, he's got some, and this, and he didn't have that, and I don't have this, so yeah, so we swapped, and I was like, that's so good. You know
Yeah,
what? It's almost identical to Frogmorton Cellar, except it doesn't have the whiskey.
it
Like
makes you wonder if that's what
I
if
feel
it's
like
just a
that's what it is.
variant of that recipe with and then with the stave cube.
Yeah, I don't I can't detect any other differences, but it's interesting because then when you do that, it's almost like if you take Northwoods and make it a little less sharp and just take the sharpness off of it, and what you get is this really good tobacco that doesn't have anything that sticks out, so you can just smoke it all day. Like that's how I feel. It's so good.
Probably the components are similar, and the ratios are similar for Northwoods. It's just some particular grower or whatever or a
Mhm.
treatment of one of the components that makes the difference.
Well,
There's got to be closeness in some tobaccos in the blends.
I know that part of the reason, and this has been the main. A lot of people talk about how they wanted to retire, and that's true. But uh, the primary like reason that they quit when they did is because the grower that they were using to make the particular, I think, Virginias that they had in the Frog Morton series on a lot of their stuff went out of business. So
Right.
they didn't have it anymore, and they were just kind of like, we're not gonna make this with they could, I guess it was that they could spend another year trying to source something that came close to that, but they had spent so long getting that just right,
Right.
that they weren't just going to use just any Virginia, and so that really makes me think, okay, there's a lot more to this than blending. I mean, it comes down to even sourcing the
It's
right
got to be so deflating too, being like I don't know how to describe it. Someone who takes such pride in making an artisanal type blend, or you think about like microbreweries and things like that, and the people who are just dedicated so much to their craft, like they were,
yeah
were that once you find that something that you're just hanging your hat on, like this is like my masterpiece, which I think the Frogmorn series really was
yeah
a masterpiece series, right? For
yeah
them, that once something interrupts that and it's not authentic to your creation anymore, it's got to be just so deflating that
yeah
you almost just want to be like, no, that's it. that's all you get, you know. And I would understand that.
Yeah, I imagine that was like the last straw, and they were kind of like, well, I guess it's time to turn in, throw in the towel.
Right.
That's too bad. I'm just so depressed that like if I'd gotten into it maybe a year earlier, I'm telling you, I would have. I mean, if I had tasted that tobacco and I could just get on smoking or pipescigars.com or
Right.
smokingpipes.com, I would have like 500-gram tins of that sitting in there right now, like easily. So I'm just
Well, had you known a year ago, you know, you would have made the investment. It's just like with anything, but you would have made the investment to have a ton of tins that you could just like, you know, here you go, pass them out or sell them or do whatever you're going to do, but
yeah,
also keep some for yourself. Make
yeah,
money off of it. Yeah, that's where a lot of us are with Dunhill. Like
yeah.
I got
Now,
in
see,
it
I have my
just at
chance
the
with
right
that.
time that Dunhill was very readily available, and then
Yeah,
the news came down, and just seeing what had happened with all the McClellan blends,
right.
it just made sense to stock up on it. But
We knew it was going to happen.
yeah, there's just so much of it out there, though. I think it's going to take a lot longer for it to gain any value or any kind of,
Yeah,
you know, importance at all.
yeah. Nightcap is already. I've seen it pop up a little bit on eBay, but not much. I don't
I've
know.
seen them going for like $20 a tin or something like that right now,
Yeah, yeah.
which seems a little bit ridiculous because there's still the bulk out there and everything. But
Oh, I haven't seen it anywhere. I think it's gone. I
is
think
it?
Nightcap is. Nightcap and Elizabethan seem. I I found a little bit of Nightcap at some weird like like third page on Google, fifth page on Google, whatever.
Sure.
Um, uh, yeah, online shop, and I don't know. I ordered. What happened? Like I ordered 2 tins from them, and then they contacted me later, and they were like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we didn't have those," and so yeah, I'm still kind of looking, but I'm hoping to find a couple more tins of Nightcap because it's really the only one. Now I haven't tried Durbar yet, but that's that I've tried so far. That's the only one that I think that I really miss big time. So hopefully I'll still be able to track down. I'm sure that I'll still be able to track down a couple. They made so many, it's ridiculous.
Well,
I
you
mean,
got a tin on the way here very shortly of
oh
yours.
yeah,
So I want to hook you up with something else though. I'm working on. Hold on. I want to show you something.
okay.
Give me a second.
How you doing, SM Piper? I don't know where my lighter is, so I guess I can never smoke again.
Seems like that's always happening when you're talking to me. So I ended up talking to a friend of mine, and you know I've been like doing some carving and whatnot, doing some tampers and what have you,
Yeah.
and I got hooked up with
Oh
some
man.
raw materials. So I happen to live in a really cool place in New York where this stuff is
Wow.
somewhat prevalent, but he
Yeah.
really hooked me up big time with
Oh
some
man.
good stock. So I'm gonna be cranking out some stuff, and you're the next on the list to get something special.
Oh man, that's awesome.
So yeah,
I'm excited.
it's cool.
This is actually the first like real tamper that I've had. This is one of those lizard
Dude, it's
tails.
badass. That lizard tail's badass.
Yeah, the bottom is really cool too. It's like I don't know, some kind of, I don't know what you would call it. It's the kind of translucent plastic, not plastic, but I don't know if
It's
that's vulcanite or if that's.
You know what it is? I think just based on what I see on the bottom, I think it is stem stock, like acrylic stem stock.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Pretty sure. It's it starts in a rod form and then they shape it down and
Right,
polish it and everything. So
right.
I think that's what he uses.
And I know that everything is like it's walnut. God, the grain is crazy. It's
Yeah,
really
it looks awesome. That pipe is just sweet, man.
yeah. He
It's
said it was
nice
his
to have
fourth
that
pipe.
shot.
I
Yeah.
mean, if that was my fourth anything, has never looked like this. I don't even know. This guy's really good.
Yeah.
The grain too, like it's just crazy.
I'm stoked that you won that, man. It's really cool.
Man, thank you for letting me know too, because I totally almost missed it. I was like, that I had Evan that day, so I wasn't really watching the videos, and I was like,
Yeah, it's all
wait,
good.
wait, what? Oh,
Well, I was watching it. I just like I got as excited as if I won it. So
yeah,
pretty
that
cool.
was awesome. Yeah, you were like, hey, did you watch this yet? And I'm like, no, wait, why? Essen Piper says Nightcap is so good. I know, right? I have 2 ounce bulk, and I'm afraid to smoke it all. Is there anything close you guys know about? Um, well, there's a. I know you don't have any 965, do you?
No.
So there is a really good 965 match. That's and 965 is pretty close to
You sent me
Nightcap.
that what is it?
Kramer's
That
Father Dempsey.
Kramer's? Yeah.
So Kramer's Father
It's really good.
Dempsey. Kramer's is it was a brick and mortar in Hollywood, and back in the 50s they had the owner's best friend was Father Dempsey, and his favorite blend was 965, and he was like, well, I'd gladly buy my tobacco from you if you made anything like this. And he said, oh, I can do that. And so he blended it to be just like 965 for his friend Father Dempsey. And so it's a 1950s 965 match is what it is, which is really cool. So yeah, that's a really good one. Another one that I am crazy about, I can't get enough of, is La Gloria Cubana, which is also made by the Scandinavian Tobacco Group. So it's the same people, and it's almost like taking one of those Latakia heavy Dunhill blends like Nightcap and adding a bunch of Oriental into it, and it's just got something a lot more interesting going on underneath, and it's just addictive. So that's another one I would say Dunhill people should definitely check it out. I'm trying to think now. I know other people are making matches though. In fact, there's a lot of that going on. Sutliff has matches for everything I think now, for all of the Dunhill lines or the whole line, and somebody else. I think there's talk that somebody may have bought the rights. And then there's somebody actually put out in an ad for this whole line of tobacco that's obviously fake Dunhill.
K&K. Yeah.
Yeah. Kohlhaas and Cope. That's who it was. Yeah. That's right. That's who it was. Yeah, and it's like
it's gonna be made in Germany. We're not sure if it's gonna be distributed though to the United States either.
It might be. Germany only.
I don't know.
It's a weird one.
Not sure. I would say to answer Zach's question, like for me, I really enjoy Nightcap a lot, and I bought a few tins, and I didn't want to crack any more tins of it, so I bought some bulk, and I started smoking some bulk. I've got probably like 4 or 5 ounces of bulk hanging out and some tins on my cellar shelf because I didn't want to give them up. I do have one up for the GAW though, so maybe one of you guys will win it. I don't know.
Yeah, but, I'm really hoping actually. Your GAW is awesome.
I kind of started there, and then I smoked some Balkan Sassini or or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, that's got a lot more Orientals in it, but that was a pretty good jumping point to that tobacco, and I really like that, and it's easy to get. So I would suggest if you haven't tried that, that's a really good one to try if you really are into those heavy Latakia blends.
Yeah, Sassini is amazing. It's funny though. Yeah, that's true. Like, that's the interesting thing. I think that's what makes Nightcap for me so interesting compared to all the other Dunhills that I've tried, like Morning Pipe and 965, is that it's not just a lat bomb. There's something else going in there, and it's not just the Oriental, but there's definitely some of that. It's got that spice in there, so it's almost it's like one toe in the Balkan well.
Right.
You know, it's slightly Balkan. Hey, it's Pipe and Cigar Therapy, Eric. What's up, guys?
We gotta get him on this Hangouts thing too at some point too. And Zach,
yeah, if anyone wants to join, by the way, and you're in a place to do a Google Hangout, if you just click the in the bucket, it says "Join us live." You can click that, and I will tell you that if you're on an Android device, people have had trouble with it. It apparently appends some sort of Google Play Store code that messes people up, but everybody else has been able to get in that used it. So if you click that, you can get right in and join us. I'll actually. I'll
I
go
feel
ahead
like
and put it in
Eric
the
and
chat.
Zach should be like honorary members of the Mayhem Pipe Club here anyway. So
Right. Let's see.
it's so funny that Harriet tuned in while she was driving, and Mel, he's funny.
Did you mean to call them? Was that an accident?
Well, what happens is it saved that group of folks from the other night. So in my Hangouts, I have a group that is,
Yeah.
Big Casper and all those guys. So I just called the group and everybody just picked up. So
That's funny. So they had no idea that it was just like, wait, hold on. I'm being called by like 4 pipers
it's all good.
on video. Thank goodness I have pants.
Great pants.
Great pants. These aren't just any pants. So I realized I actually have a Penzance tin with no label on it because I put it on one of my jars. So you know what's going to happen next. I'm going to have to take that label I made and get it printed, and I'm going to carry that around. No one will know but me that it is funny. You don't know, but this is really funny. Trust me. Yeah, it's funny. It's like what you were saying before about all these premium tobaccos. It's like there are 2 kinds of people in this world. People who have no idea what McClellan's is, and people who will like trip over each other to get a tin of it. and really no one in
between. Like I still feel embarrassed about the other night opening Mel's Yabo and being like, "Oh, what's this?" And it being Balkan blue, and everybody's freaking out. I'm like, "No, it looks like cool tin art."
Well, that's not. It's not like it was one of the Throgmortons. They have a lot of different tobaccos. They have tons of tobaccos. And
now that I've done the research on it, I'm like, wow. Like I just got freaking. That was like a backy bomb.
Yeah,
all backy bombs.
Yeah. I'm not even entirely sure that Mel knew the significance of Balkan blue, but
I don't know.
I don't know. I was like,
there's a part of me that just hopes that yes, he did. So I don't have to feel guilty about it.
No, I'm sure. I'm sure he would just be all the more excited that he got to.
I think him and I started at like the same time, and we've been within like 2 or 3 subscribers of each other. Not that it matters, but it's just like kind of a gauge of your, level of, I don't know, newbiness on the YTPC, where your subscriber level is to a point. I guess people use that as some sort of gauge. But I think he took care of me because we've just we're in the same graduating class of pipers on the YTPC. That's what I've been calling it lately.
The mutton chop era.
Right. The disciples of mutton chop.
The disciples of mutton chop. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've been smoking this exact Dr. Grabo pipe since this is another giveaway. Huge tell. I've been smoking this for about 18 years or so, which it's total coincidence that that's exactly when Lord of the Rings came out. No relation. It's not even. Yeah, no. Yeah.
I like that pipe.
Yeah, it's funny. People always tell me, like, "Oh man, it's an awesome pipe." I'm like, "This is a Walgreens pipe," but it is really cool looking. That's what I thought when I bought it. I was like, "Wow!"
It has that kind of custom built rustication on it.
Which it's rusticated. Yeah, that's what I loved about it. I don't see too many Dr. Grabos that are actually rusticated, but I saw that and was like, "Whoa, that's kind of cool." I was totally like Gandalf with my little tiny short pipe reading, because I reread the whole book like after the movie, and I don't know. Yeah, it was so. I was into, let me think, like the weirdest thing. So I smoked cigarettes on and off a little bit, but I wasn't really that into cigarettes. For some reason, I've never gotten like addicted to cigarettes. Like I know people who can't go, 30 minutes without smoking a cigarette. And I used to smoke on and off all the time. I don't know. Ah, there it is. Hey Todd, click the link, man. Click the link. Come on in. Everybody's invited. Jump on in. The water's great. And so I but no, I know what I got really into though were Indonesian cigarettes, the cloves.
What? Oh yeah.
Yeah, those are actually those are Indonesian cigarettes. Like if you go to Indonesia, that's what everybody smokes, and Jarum like basically made them explode here in the U.S. I used to love those as a kid, as a teenager, and yeah, so like I always liked more off the wall weird, and also I liked cigars, and I always kind of thought about getting a pipe, but then when I, after I saw Lord of the Rings about 738 times,
why is it 738? that number sticks.
I know it's stuck in my head now since I did that video. Every time I go for a number, it's always that one now.
You can tell I just caught up with all your videos now.
Yeah, totally. But like, yeah, I just couldn't like watching Gandalf smoke every time. I was like, oh man, I need a pipe. That's what I need. So I went out and got this thing, and I got a giant bag of like Admiral's Choice Vanilla Cavendish, which is just this, it's like the ultra bulk giant bag. I think it was like a 16-ounce bag or something for like $10.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Of
the good stuff.
The good stuff. Yeah, of like super like, typical American aromatic OTC. But and I just smoked that, and I smoked that for years on and off. And then I hadn't really thought about my pipe for a while until just a little earlier this year. I dug it out and I said, why don't I ever smoke this anymore? What happened is I realized I was smoking cigarettes more often. And I'm like, why am I doing that? I don't even like cigarettes. I have a pipe. I'm a pipe guy. What am I doing with my life? And so I dug out this pipe, and I dug out that bag, and well, it was a different bag, but it probably was several years old, and nice. It was super dry. It was all dried out, and I didn't really know about rehydrating, so I just threw it out. And I went out looking for more, and I found another bag of that exact same Admiral's Choice Vanilla Cavendish. And I started smoking that, and I'm like, yeah, this is interesting. And then one day, I don't know, I got on Google, Maps, and I type in, tobacco or whatever, and I'm like, well, maybe I'll go see if I can find anything different, because I had never even tried Captain Black or anything. And then I don't know, I don't know what made me think of checking YouTube, but I think Mutton Chop was the second. The first person I saw, the first pipe presenter I saw was Gray Bailey,
same here.
Beard, whatever. And that guy, I saw like some like video he posted, but then I found out really quick that like most of his videos aren't even about pipes. And then I found Mutton Chop, and I'm like, who the hell is this guy? Oh, Mutton Chop Piper, yeah. And then I watched all of his videos, like all of them. I mean, I became like, I was like every day, I'm like, okay, Mutton Chop, Professor Mutton Chop, I'm here. What else can you teach me, oh great Lord of pipes? And I just soaked all of it up, all of it. And then I got really into, let's say, I watched a bunch of Aristocob. I watched a bunch of Eddie Gray. I got into watching a lot of Stuff and Things. And there was one other, I forget who it was. There was one other pipe presenter that I got really, I got into D-Social D. His name is Renee. And I just started watching. That's when I started getting like really into, okay, I got to start ordering some blends. Because the guy, like every video, is talking about blends. And I'm always finding out about new blends. Tamper Tantrums here. Hey, everyone, your video isn't working, Redstone. You speak and it doesn't switch. Oh, you know what?
So they're looking at my face and listening to you?
Yeah, you know what it is? I locked me, but I thought that was only my view. Apparently, that's everybody's view, so I can't do that. Well, cool. Thank you for telling me, because I actually had no idea that it behaved that way.
I thought I was just a thumbnail on everybody's page, and I'm sitting here just like tinkering around with my pipe and listening to your story.
I mean, it's showtime. You're the star. Well, I thought that's how it works. Yeah,
No,
it's
I'll say I pretty much I couldn't even tell my story without it sounding exactly like yours. I
yeah,
listen to the exact same presenters in the exact same order that you just said.
yep,
I wonder if it's just like the way that YouTube links you to new
yeah.
content or something like that. It must be the natural progression of what who you watch. Because I started with George Bruno as well, and
Yeah,
a lot of his older videos from when he had the big white beard and he was
yeah,
wearing
exactly.
top hats and stuff like that. Not now where he's talking about like I don't know what he's talking about these days, like eating meat and beating up women or something. I don't even know. Not
That's
really.
it.
No, no, no. He's
That's
not
it.
talking about beating up women, but he sounds like very like pro male, right? So,
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
listened to him for a while, and then
We're
of
getting
course
into
Mutton
the
Chop,
incel
and
territory. It's getting a little scary.
I'll tell you what. At first, and I'm nerdy, and probably anybody who watches my videos like first is like kind of guilty pleasure. Like, I don't know if I should be watching this guy with anybody around. Like, I shouldn't tell my friends I'm watching this guy because he's like kind of a jackwagon. But anyway, like I'm watching Mutton Chop, and I'm like, holy, am I like in this guy's living room? Like,
Yeah,
is he gonna like show me the bodies underneath the floorboards or something like that? Like, anyway, so I keep watching his videos, and there's something about him, the way he presents. He has it so well organized, and he must have like an outline, like or cue cards in front of him or something like
yeah.
that
I
he's
think so.
following.
He definitely has
Um,
very very like I think he keeps notes. I think he at least plans out every episode meticulously. And
yeah,
there, yeah, has to.
I don't. I just put on tinfoil hats and start smoking and talking in tongues and all this other crap. But
Just see what
uh,
happens.
his presenting style is really good, and it's very informative, and it definitely jives with the way my brain works. So I needed that like step by step, whatever, like 13 videos of like how to pack your pipe all the way to how you clean your pipe and maintain your pipes and all that stuff. I need that. And I'm the type of person that if I get interested in something, I have to like absorb as much knowledge about it as possible. And I get obsessed and like I'll watch hours and hours and hours
Yep,
and hours of
same here.
YouTube
Same here.
videos, and
Yeah,
it's just the way I'm wired, and it's
yeah.
not always been pipe smoking. This has just been the last few months, but now I'm like scouring the internet for any knowledge that I feel like I don't have about it, but I'm coming up to the point where it's more of just getting
That's it.
experiential
He Tamper
data.
tantrum. That he just pointed it out. That was the one I couldn't remember. Bremen pipe smoker.
Oh, Bremen, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Man, I got completely hooked on him. I watched him for like a month straight because he has so many
Really?
videos, and I was just watching and yeah, he was the next big one after Mutton Chop. That thank you. I knew there was somebody else that I was forgetting that was like a big time conduit. It was Bremen. Yeah. God, Bremen pipe smoker. His videos are just amazing. Like I mean, you'll come away not only understanding more about tobacco and pipe smoking, but understanding, how the Merovingian Empire fell, and
Right.
all of Eastern European history. It's amazing.
I think right now I'm getting more interested in like American pipe smoking and how that came over from Europe, and
Yeah,
where that began in our tobacco trade and all of that stuff. That's pretty interesting to me.
yeah,
And I've decided that I need to. There's another corncob pipe company called Old Dominion that has pipes, clay pipes, and corncob pipes that are in the style of artifact pipes that they have dug up in old
yeah.
like settlements in Virginia and stuff like that. And
Like clay pipes.
yeah, they have clay pipes as well that they've cast in the same way that they were made back in the whatever 1700s or 1600s or whatever.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
So I'm kind of interested in that, and I don't know. It's kind of like borderline, like getting into obviously the origins of our country and all that stuff, but also like Civil War era pipes, and then where it has gone from there. And certainly Missouri Meerschaum picks up somewhere in that time period later in the the 19th century and all that stuff. So it is pretty interesting to collect pipes and look at, historical pipes. This is one that I picked
Yeah.
up. I have to tell you guys about my meerschaum set at some point that I got, but that's part of it for me. But now, like, I'm way over on the tobacco acquisition disorder side rather than the pipe acquisition disorder side.
Yep. Yep.
But I can see myself shifting very shortly because I'm getting to the point where I'm so saturated.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I could contribute to getting you your pipe acquisition disorder started.
Thanks.
Thanks. Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife will thank you too.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm trying to force myself to get more into that because I mean, I realized it was only a few weeks ago. I still had this Grabo, and I had like a Missouri Meerschaum, and that was it. Like that was my pipe collection, and I made my own rack, which I really wanted to make a rack that that was fitting for that particular collection. I'll show it to you.
By the way, guys, I can't see any of the comments from my side of this hangout, so it has to be filtered through Redstone if you have anything that you want to bring up.
Yeah, we got one more. You can collect little clay Civil War era pipes for $10 each.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of that on being shared on Instagram and stuff. People talking about that's really cool. So this is my pipe stand that I made in an afternoon.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
This is oh, there we go. I forgot where I put the camera. So these are paint stirrers.
Yep.
These are 2 paint stirrers, and that's a paint stir, and these are bits of paint stirrers that I just kind of cut out and dremeled in, and these are from like this giant bag of craft sticks that was probably like $2 for like 1,000 of them or something. Not a lot at Walmart. So this whole thing, I think I added it up, and it cost me like $2.12 or something like that. Yeah, so that's my very fitting to hold some like corn cobs and my 20-year-old Dr. Grabo, found it at Walgreens for $10 or something. Pipes, but I'm planning on. It was actually supposed to be a prototype for like a real pipe stand with thicker wood, but I segued into building my blend case because obviously I have a much bigger problem right now collecting blends than collecting pipes.
I will tell you if you're interested in making pipes or making tampers or getting interested in whatever, just do it yourself stuff. Get yourself a $50 Dremel set, and you can do anything you want. Dremel's like easy mode crafting. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I have so I have I can't bring the camera in there because it's on a cable, but I have 2 Dremels. I have one Dremel in my workshop that hangs, and it has that extension that I forget what they call it. It's like the Easy Flex or something Flex.
Yep.
And it hangs from there, and I just kind of it has a hanger on that, so then I like loop it over and hang it on it. So anytime I need it, I just like grab it and turn it on, because I found that if I have to go find my Dremel and unspool it and plug it in, like I'll never use it. But if it's like right there and it's weightless practically because that little thing is so convenient, then I use it all the time. So I have that that's set up all the time, and then I have another one that is actually mounted into a drill press, like the Dremel drill press set up, so I can use it as a drill press. So, and then every once in a while, the other thing is the other one is kind of on a hanger that I can easily take down. So I often will take it down and move it across when I need to use it on the other side of the studio. But I probably have like 5 or 6 different power tools in there, and I think like 99% of the time I'm just using the Dremel for everything. I hardly turn any of the other stuff on. The Dremel is like those things. I feel like I could probably, if I put my mind to it and I knew actually how, which I don't, I could build like a big boat with just a Dremel. But I don't know how.
YouTube University.
That's right. I'm sure I could figure it out. But I'm just saying I think it's possible with those things. And if anyone is wondering, this little hardwood from Missouri Meerschaum. It's like a hardwood pipe you can get for like $3. Is probably worth 3 cents. It's terrible. So don't order one.
Is it the Ozark hardwood?
I don't know.
I don't know. I've heard good things about them, actually.
It's just this Missouri Meerschaum hardwood.
Of course, it's from Scott from Aristocob, who's saying that they're amazing, but he does sell them. So
yeah, I don't know. I smoked a couple of bowls and they tasted terrible. I I don't know. I mean, it could be that if you smoke it like 50 times, then maybe it's better. But I'm not gonna try.
I don't know if I want to put the work into that.
Yeah, I think I'll probably just chalk it up to a free extra Missouri Meerschaum cob stem, because it's the same stem. You can just reuse this on a Missouri Meerschaum. But these Missouri Meerschaum, like I want like 5 more of these just to have lots of cobs.
You should get the 7-day set of seconds that they sell. It's $27 or something like that.
I thought about grabbing that. I see, that's the thing. I need to force myself to actually spend money on pipes instead of blends. I keep just every month just buying 50,000 blends, and I'm still smoking it out of this little grape. I'm a terrible pipe collector.
I actually got lucky with mine. I ended up getting a MacArthur in mine. I got a couple of Marcuses, which are nice with the finish on them, the plaster and the stain on them and everything. I don't even know why they were seconds, but I got a pretty good lot that time.
Somewhere, some lucky person's probably gotten a Cobbett with like a slightly weird paint job or something.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I'm dying to get a Cobbett, but they're hard to find. They're always out of those. Don't you have one that you use like a short stem on?
Yeah, I just got it. I really don't like the long stems that they include on them. The angle on those stems are not that great.
Oh, it's a weird.
I want one that's just like that perfect church warden arc that you have, like you watch Lord of the Rings. Yeah, just like that. That's beautiful.
This is I got this at a brick and mortar actually for like $50. It's nice. I mean, the only thing that I don't like about it is you can see that is the bowl. It comes to it just tapers down a little too much, and it tends to be very hard to smoke that last bit of tobacco down at the bottom. It just kind of bunches up down there. So that's the only thing that although I've noticed with some really well-behaved blends, I can still get it. I can still get it out of there. But I remember I bought this the same day I got Nightcap. And it's my first English. I came home with bulk Nightcap from that place, loaded this bowl, and I was like, oh my God, what is this? That was the only thing that was opposite of us, is that I went the other way around. I did Nightcap first, but other than that, it was the same, because I did Nightcap first. And then later, I went looking at another brick and mortar, and the only thing they had at all was early morning pipe. Yeah, and I got that home and I tried it, and I was like, I like this. So I had the same opinion of the blends and everything. I just tried them in the reverse order.
Zach likes both of those. SM Piper, he likes early morning a lot. I just saw his Yabo, and he was talking about stocking up on tins, but I don't know. I just never got into early morning too much. That was the first one I ever opened up, and I was just like, "Oh, what is that smell?" Like you're not used to that Latakia.
Right. I remember that when I smelled the inside of the jar of Nightcap, I was like, "What is this?" I mean, it smelled fermented. It smelled it was very strange, and it wasn't. I didn't buy it that day. I came back, I think, a week later or 2 weeks later. I remember thinking, like, I've got to try that. What is that? I've got to just dive into the deep end. And I'd heard that Nightcap was supposed to be really strong and really good. And it was funny because I know Mutton Chop also loves early morning, and I expect it to be really good. And he talked about how Nightcap will really knock your socks off, but early morning pipe is lighter. Every time I've ever smoked early morning pipe, it's given me like a little too much of a nicotine buzz. Like it's a little too strong for me. Nightcap doesn't at all. I've never gotten that.
Same for me. It's very strange.
It is really weird. Pipe Grump says, a very pipe grumpy kind of thing to say. He says, I hate church wardens. Great in movies, but I will keep my shorts.
Yeah, I agree. And that's why I took that the Cobbett pipe, which is an egg shape.
Yeah.
And it fits in my hand. Like I just pipes to me, they have to fit in my hand really nicely. They have to fill up my hand.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that I reach for most often. So that Cobbett pipe really does. It just fits great in my hand. And so I throw that Danish stem on there from Missouri Meerschaum, which they're like 80 cents a piece or something like that. I bought a whole slew of them.
Nice.
And they fit pretty much every Missouri Meerschaum pipe that you can own.
Yeah, it's like this one basically.
It's got that little like bulb though, like the Danish stems would, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it inserts sort of like an army mount, you know?
Right.
It doesn't like sit right up next to it. It just kind of throw it right in there.
I need to check that out.
They're cool. Nice. They're nice. I got a couple at Pipes and Cigars as part of my order. I needed to get that order up to a certain amount, and it's just the way to do it.
I saw that video. Mutton Chop was like, maybe order some pipe cleaners. You always need pipe cleaners. Yeah. Yeah, that's actually one of the things that annoys me about this church warden. I like the idea of a church warden, and this one isn't bad, but the bowl is too small. Like it doesn't fill my hand. It's like you said, it's a tiny little thing up here. It's like I want it to like fill my hand, and then but when you look at the one like the Gandalf was smoking, that thing was like a giant elephant trunk. So I don't think this is even comparable.
I want one of those old school like tavern pipes that like go all the way down to the floor.
Yeah.
That's what I want. But I don't think you could find one or ship it to yourself. Really, actually, if you look up the history of that, they would make long stem pipes like that because it was a community pipe that would stay at the tavern or the inn.
And they would break it off.
Yeah, you break off the piece at the end so you weren't smoking somebody else's spit.
Yep. Yeah. They get mad when you do that to the clay pipes at the brick and mortars. They kick you out. Todd Blessing says, so drunk. Are you? Or is it just me? LOL. I'm coming in. Look out.
Oh, geez.
Not sure what's happening here. I don't know.
He's coming in for a landing.
He's coming in. That's actually my cue to pour a drink.
There you go. I don't know if Eric's still in here, and I certainly can't see any of the comments, but I wonder if Eric knows about this beer right here. Sip of Sunshine by Lawson's Finest Liquids.
I remember I saw that. I saw you were drinking that, and I've never heard of that, but I feel like that's probably a regional thing.
Yeah, it certainly is, but I know it didn't. Maybe I'm confusing Eric. His trip recently. Did he go to Connecticut or to Vermont? I can't remember.
No, I'm not sure.
I know he's a beer guy, and if he's in the vicinity, he probably would know.
Yeah, he says, I've heard of it, but I've never had it. He says, never had it, never have. No, he didn't say that. I said that. But...
Good beer. It's one of those ones that comes out limited release, and it's a fresh beer. So when they have it, you got to snatch it up because people seek it out. And around here, it's like people drive 100 miles just to buy this stuff. So
that's the esoterica of IPAs.
Yeah, pretty much, kind of. So my wife was able to get 2 4-packs of it, and they're like $20 for a 4-pack, which is crazy, but it is really good.
I mean, you can tell it must be good at that price. Vermont, and he says his girlfriend has had it.
Oh, okay, there you go. I thought he said Vermont in his video, but I wasn't sure. You got a ways to go. Does your girlfriend live in Vermont? You'll have to tell me what he says.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll DJ here, or that's I guess it's not DJing. What is it? Hosting? I don't know.
MTV VJ.
VJ, yeah. She's also into craft beer, so
You got to get her into pipe smoking now.
yeah, right. No, or well, he said no. We live together here. Or did you mean if she was from Vermont, or?
I wondered if it was like a long distance thing or something, or if they just were traveling up there.
Yeah.
But they live in Delaware. Am I right? I'm trying to like keep the
Yes.
Rolodex going.
I can confirm this.
All right.
Her family is from CT. Where's CT?
Connecticut.
Oh yeah, Connecticut, right? They also have a house in Vermont. Yep, Delaware.
Gotcha.
I can't. I'm sure that they never hear this in Delaware. That every time I hear Delaware, I just think of Wayne's World, where they did like the big blue
We're going
screen.
to Delaware.
We're in Delaware.
Yeah. Or what was that Jim Carrey movie where he had multiple personalities?
He says, "Stop."
Pretty sure that was in Delaware as well.
What movie is that? Multiple personalities? I don't remember that. Oh, Me, Myself, and Irene?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's it. That's all I got. Those are the only two Delaware references that I have.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, I can't think of any other knowledge that I have of Delaware. But it's a far cry from here. That is for sure. It's a far, long way away. I don't know where any of my stuff is. I hate it when I've been smoking somewhere else and now I'm smoking. I moved and I don't know where I left anything. And
You need to set for each room.
I do. That's the thing. You do. You need
tamper.
Yeah.
Lighter, pipe, tobacco.
I need like a little drawer that I can pull out, at every little station, little pipe station.
It's either that or get a fanny pack.
Well, that's not an option. So. Just uploaded a vid on my new smoke, SM Piper says. Magnum Opus, aha, from Hearth and Home. Anyone have that before? I have not. I want to say you haven't either. I thought somebody just showed us that, and was it during the hangout that we did?
I don't know. I saw it in Zach's Yabo from Pipes and Cigars. That's all I've seen lately.
I think I remember somebody showing it to a camera and me saying, "Was that Magnum Opus?" But then, like, I think they never got back to me.
Yeah, maybe Mel had it, actually, now that I'm thinking of it.
So so Eric says, gotta hop off here. See you guys soon. Maybe I'll try the hangout tomorrow. Yeah, that would be awesome. Again, I've just been told there's something wrong with, who figured it out was wait, who figured it out? Somebody said that you could copy the Google Play Store link out of it somehow and get rid of that. But I have not seen that because I don't have any Android devices, so I'm not sure how to do it. But
I don't know.
Heard that it can be done.
I'm on an Android. That's why I was having so much trouble the other night, I think.
Okay, yeah. I don't know how. Oh, yeah. Well, you got in because I already had the connection with you, so I was able to just send it to you over.
Well, you texted me the link at that one point. That's how I got in. Anyway, if Eric's still there, make sure you're on tomorrow night. I'm going to do that live dog drawing, and there might be some prizes that I'll be giving away for folks who are actually there live with us. So it's good to check it out.
Don't miss it. You heard it first here.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
So SM Piper says, it's going to get confusing if I keep saying Zach. But Derek Tant brought it to my attention. It's smooth. That's cool. I can't remember seeing I've seen it certainly on pipesandcigars.com, and I thought about getting it because Hearth and Home is just amazing. But well, everything Russ Willette touches turns to esoterica. But yeah, I haven't had it. I can't think of any reviews I've seen on it, so that's cool.
I think I only have one Russoulette blend right now, besides what you gave me in samples, and that is Firestorm. I got one of those tins just because obviously Mutton Chop talks about it all the time.
Same here, but I haven't actually opened it.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Yeah.
Just sitting on the shelf.
Yeah.
Getting awesome, apparently.
Yeah, he loved it. I hope I do. I don't know. I guess one of these days I'll have to find out.
Derek Tant too. Now that we're talking about him, he was kind of like, I don't know, sixth down the line of presenters that I watched right after I watched Stuff and Things and Bremen Pipe Smoker and all that stuff. So
yeah, he was in there for me too. I found him here and there. I remember he was kind of more in the YTP side. It's a YTPC side as opposed to the pipe presenters. Like that was where I started to get a taste of, because he interacts with people a lot, and a lot of those pipe presenters really don't, other than just responding to their comments. And that's when I started kind of like, oh, there's like a whole world of people. But honestly, so did Bremen, because Bremen Pipe Smoker is actually where I first heard the term YTPC. And it was where it was also from him that I heard of Berg.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't have known Berg existed. So, I mean, I don't know. See, he's what I think of as like one of the biggest presenters. He's one of these guys with like, over 1,000 views on his videos and all this stuff. And, but he seems to know a lot of people. He's interactive. He's not just a one way. It's not just like a one-way thing. Like Stuff and Things Bradley is a little more of a, like, I feel I'm kind of surprised he's not on Twitch, because he streams, he does his videos almost like a Twitch person. I could see him on Twitch with a big crowd, putting on a show.
Sure.
Like one of the big Twitch streamers. He actually reminds me, there's a Twitch streamer called Man vs. Game, and he reminds me of him. I have a feeling that he's aware of the resemblance, because he calls himself Stuff, capital Stuff, and then lowercase and capital Things. And Man vs. Game is capital Man, lowercase VS, capital Game. Oh. And so there's a lot of similarity in the way that I feel like he maybe got some of his ideas for his style from him. I don't know, but it's certainly a good place to do that, because the Man vs. Game is legendary. He's one of these guys that when he streams on Twitch, he'll play. He's not the best gamer in the world. I mean, he's good, but he's not like one of these people who streams because he can like speed run a game in an hour and do everything perfectly. So he'll sit there and play the same game for a month straight. Like more than that. Actually, there's one game I remember particularly that he was fighting the boss for a week. Every day. He would wake up every day and get on, and I'd tune in. What's he up to? Still fighting that boss. All day, every day, for a week before he beat it. But he will never give up, ever. And that's because he is Man vs. Game. That's his shtick. So yeah, this guy is legendary. But he'll stream and he'll play, like Dark Souls or something, and there will be like 6,000 people in his stream watching him. And it's like he's one of these people who has to close down his comments to just subscribers, because on Twitch, subscribers are people who pay. It's not like YouTube where anyone can just hit the sub button. Right. So like that's a big deal. But he'll close it down to it's just subscribers, because if you didn't, then it would just be constantly like rolling. You wouldn't be able to watch it. It would be like the Twitch Plays Pokemon channel. It's a real thing. Somebody programmed Twitch so that you can use the chat to like type in commands, and the commands will actually I don't know what my camera's doing.
So we use Spore Attack or whatever.
Yeah, basically you can just like send in commands, and it will like get the commands, and the character will be doing stuff, but like everyone in the chat room is doing it at the same time. That's kind of the whole point. So your character is just like dum 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 dum, and everyone's screaming, "Open the menu! Open the menu!" You'll see the menu open, close, open, close, open, close, open. It's unbelievable. And like someone started it kind of as a joke, but like I think to a lot of people's surprise, they won the game within a few weeks. Like it would just scream for weeks, and they finally won it. And there would be like 27,000 people in this room, and everybody's like typing, and it actually somehow the group managed to win the game.
Wow.
Yeah, a few weeks later. And so they kept going and they put on the sequel, and so they just rotate, and every few weeks you'll see like different Pokemon games, and then it became a thing. Twitch plays this and Twitch plays that. But I think the greatest thing that's ever happened on Twitch is that somebody put up fish play Pokemon, and it was like a fish tank, and like you could see the screen behind the fish tank with Pokemon like sitting on the start menu, and then this fish tank, and that was it. No, there were two versions. Okay, so fish play Pokemon actually was somewhat smart. It actually used where the fish were going in the bowl to send inputs. So fish played Pokemon sent inputs that just went nowhere and it was totally random. The one that did nothing was Rock Plays Pokemon. I had them mixed up. So then at some point there was Rock Plays Pokemon. That one just sat on the menu and there was like a rock in front of it. And it was up for months and people would just hang out in there. And the guy that runs Twitch was like one of the head guys at Twitch. He was just like, I was riveted to Rock versus Plays Pokemon. That's my favorite thing that's ever happened on Twitch.
Oh, jeez.
That place is insane. Probably the funniest thing, other than that, is when they had a whole creative community. It's kind of changed up a little now, but they had, so it was like artists would stream while they did art, and sculptors would stream, and like metal workers and glass blowers, all kinds of stuff. And they decided, I guess it would be cool to just start syndicating things. So they opened up a channel that was Bob Ross, and it was just Bob Ross painting like episodes of Bob Ross basically in Twitch Creative. And you would go in there and there's Bob Ross, and like all these like young people would be sitting in there trying to talk to him. Like you'd see comments. I swear I'd go in there and people were like, is he even listening to us? Does he respond to comments? Like, it was unbelievable.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, Piper's here.
Hello.
Here he is. Hey, that works.
Right.
What is up?
We are all here.
Yes, we are.
Right. Awesome. How's the production going?
Rehearsals begin tomorrow evening. This is my last day of freedom.
Anything I'd know?
It's relatively new. It's called Who Am I This Time, which is by Aaron Posner.
Oh.
It's based on Kurt Vonnegut.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
it's based on like
it'll be fun.
Not his work, but actually based on Kurt Vonnegut himself.
No, it's based on a couple of his short stories.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So, lots of love stories. It's a feel-good kind of play.
Cool.
But it's a large cast, so I'll be very busy herding cats.
Yes.
The whole time, but it's good. I'll be glad to be back at it.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I was
it was quite Go ahead.
Oh, and I was just gonna babble about productions and whatnot. You're actually doing one, so what were you saying?
No, I was just gonna say it's kind of tricky to get on this. I had to do some acrobatics to make it happen. But I had Hangouts downloaded on my phone, so that kind of helped because it then rerouted me to the app,
right,
and not to the website. So that helped.
That's good. Yeah.
But anyway,
I've heard the worst stories of getting on I've heard so far from people who all said they were on Androids. So I know it does some weird stuff to Android devices. People with iPhones apparently just clicked it, just got straight in. And then I'm on my computer, so I'm not sure what it looks like trying to get in from a device. I don't know.
I could use my computer, but that camera's old, so it
Yeah.
would be grainy and awful. So, and you guys are probably hearing, maybe not. Are you guys hearing the fountain out in front of my house?
No,
No.
you're good.
Is that coming through at all? Oh,
No.
okay, cool. That's nice.
You know
Because
what?
most of my videos, that fountain shows up, and it's awful.
Yeah,
I
I've
hate
heard
that it's in the background.
I've heard you. I think I've heard you mention that. Well, I don't know. I'm always hearing people say that, like that they hear something, and I never hear it, like stuffing things. Bradley, like every time he does a video, he'll be like, "Oh, and there's the train or motorcycle." I can't hear any of that. I don't know what he's talking about. He totally got away with it. I didn't know. No, it's funny. It's funny how you can't sometimes really hear it at all on mic.
I'm actually surprised at how good a quality just filming and being mic'd from your phone actually provides. It's nice.
Your quality is crazy. Like it looks like you've got like an HD camera out there on their porch.
I've got a Galaxy S8 Plus. That's what I've been using, and it's been great. Even like the
I have the S7.
Mm-hmm.
Money well spent. It's a nice phone, obviously. Like it looks amazing.
That's good.
Crazy.
Must be my Wi-Fi is actually working too, so that's good.
Yeah, I'm sure that has a lot to do with that.
Oh, you know what? I don't think I'm on Wi-Fi. Ooh, I should change that, shouldn't I?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be.
Yeah, you're a little pixelated, probably because of your
Yeah.
Yeah, it's using up data
4G
like
or
crazy.
whatever.
Yep. Yeah, time to go to Wi-Fi. Whoops.
Now Mel, on the other hand, I don't know what the hell is going on over there.
Yeah, Mel just kind of like communicates in freeform like drawings that get sent over. They're like
his phone actually like
interpret
projects into a can that is attached to a string to another can that is right over top of his modem.
And then a chimpanzee inside of it draws like a expressionistic painting of what Mel might look like, and that's what we see. Usually it's just a photo of him, actually. We don't even get him at all.
Yeah. It's pre-recorded.
So did either of you get the Pelican from Pipes and Cigars?
No.
I did not.
No, I got the coupon.
No.
The $18 coupon.
Yeah. So very sad.
Which of course just makes you want to buy like a full order from there.
Right, exactly. That's what's gonna happen. Let's be real.
Happened.
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
See, when my nightcap thing happened, I didn't get a coupon because it wasn't through them, and I was when I saw your video, I was mad. I was like, "Wait a minute, I didn't get a coupon. They did me wrong."
Yeah, and I haven't used it yet. I need to, but I just ordered a shit ton from them. Yeah. But oh well, you can always use more. I have one of these days I'll do a video on my tobacco cabinet. It's growing and growing and growing, and I've only been smoking since July 4th. So I can only imagine what it's going to be like in a year.
Yep. Yep. That's why I'm taking a full month away from any purchases. I need to get the dozens and dozens of tobaccos that I have not tried yet that I own before I start owning anything more.
And it's hard though sometimes because, and I've mentioned this before, like sometimes you just want to come home and have a blend that you like.
Mm-hmm.
and just enjoy that.
Well, you're probably like
Because
me.
you know you like that.
I only smoke like 1 or 2 a day at most. Like
Yeah.
I went the last 2 days without even smoking, so it's going to take me a long time to get through all of that.
Right. And then there's people like Sue Dunhill that packs her pipes for the day. She's had videos where she has 6 or 7 pipes lined up for the day.
That's amazing.
She just packs them for the whole day.
Well, at least you're planning ahead, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going down to the grocery store. I need a roll up. Yeah.
Speaking of, did you guys watch Patriot Piper's giveaway? Did you guys get in on that one? That was a few weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago.
No, I missed that.
I don't think so.
He's a leather worker, and he made for his giveaway prize, he made a pipe roll out of leather.
Oh wow, that's
with, like leather thongs that would go around it and tie it up and stuff. It looked really cool. I know he was going to do a VR for mine tonight. I was going to like maybe get in touch with him and see if he would make me one. But he does all sorts of stuff like that. He makes like leather pipe. I don't even know what you call them, like where you would set your pipe in it.
Oh yeah,
pipe stand.
Pipe stand, I guess.
Sue Dunhill gave me one of those.
Yeah, that's right.
It's
reminiscent of that.
Is my video wearing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she made that out of an old belt, I think.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's perfect. It just works real nice because most of my cobs they'll just sit by themselves, but there are some that like that Cobbett pipe. I know you have one of those, Zach.
Mm-hmm.
That can't just sit there by itself. You got to put it in something if you set it down. So
you just got to spin it like a top, so it just like spins.
Right. Right.
Knob. Those are nice though. I saw you put the shorter bit on that too.
That's nice did. And I enjoyed that. But I don't know. I can't really tell much of a difference when I have the longer one on there. But sometimes it's just the feel of that in my hand that I like. But having that smaller one on there was fine because I want to keep that just for pirate cake, at least for now.
Yeah.
That stuff is good.
I know Redstone hooked me up with a sample of pirate cake, and it was the same day that you had put out your video about smoking that, so it was kind of appropriate. It always tastes better when you're watching somebody else smoke the same blend. Have you noticed that?
This is true.
Yeah, definitely.
I love pirate cake. I love pirate cake.
Yeah, I saw it on a shelf in Indiana, and I was like, oh well, I'll take one of those too.
Yeah.
And it just sat there for like a week. Oh man, I was chomping at the bit to have some time to open it. But I was excited to finally get into that. But sometimes you like hype it up too much. Oh my god, is that what that is?
Yeah, I have a little problem with pirate cake. This is the 32-ounce jar, and then I have a full like pint jar of it.
It's like a pirate wedding cake.
God.
I've been actually taking some of this and using it to make haunted pirate ship.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm wild about pirate cake. Stuff is amazing.
I think I like made everyone cringe when I started did you guys see that video I put out the other day about mixing Northwoods and Sleepy Hollow together?
Yeah.
I think everyone's like,
yes.
Why is he doing that? He's just wasting it.
I'm like, you guys think he's wasting doing that? You should have been here the other night because you missed
right.
Wait till you see Penzance grape.
That live stream was insane because I don't know if you guys can tell, but as a viewer, you are just constantly seeing frames of video. and it's just boom, 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 boom. People are talking, videos changing. It was like some psychedelic film we were watching, and tripping out. I watched it for about 10 minutes. I was like, I don't think my eyes can handle this.
It's like the boat scene from Willy Wonka, and then the part where they chop the chicken's head
Right.
off was like anytime Mel came on the screen. Mm-hmm.
See, it would probably
Yep.
be better if I sat here and like clicked on people while they were talking, so that it would stop switching away in the middle of. Because what happens is it detects who you're talking and it switches to them. So if I start talking,
Yes.
and if I make a noise while you're talking or something, it switches to me, and then or I laugh and then it switches to me, and then you're still talking, and it's a little weird the way it works.
I wish that you could just do like a split screen. If there's only 8 people, why couldn't you just have 8, boxes of everybody talking like you would see on like CNN or whatever? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you could. I should probably learn how to use this thing.
I think if you're on a desktop, you can do something like that. I think my with the shows we do here, our designers that come in, they come in from mostly regionally, but sometimes Connecticut or Indiana or Florida or whatever, and we video conference with them.
Right.
So right now it's set up to where when they speak, the video shows up of them, but you can set it up where it's just a wall of people talking. I forget what, I think it's something cheesy like freeconferencecall.com or something. Anyway, it's free, and we all can talk about art for an hour.
Yeah, this is all through Google Hangouts. The cool thing about Google Hangouts is that other people can easily like click and kind of come through and join it. But if I just use some other conferencing software, then I could stream that from my desktop, and that would work too.
I don't know. Redstone's the resident IT guy, so I'll let him do it.
Perfect.
I'll just wear the tinfoil hat.
Had me cracking up. That's when I went out and I was like, I'm 3 minutes in. This is already the best Yabo ever. Like I was like crying. I was laughing so hard.
I figured you'd appreciate it.
I like how you were like, I'm really sorry that I was really goofy. Well, I know you won't care, but everyone else, I'm really sorry that
I pretty much smoked this whole bag, by the way. While we
man,
sample, I've got one more, probably 3/4 bowl of this stuff.
So that's a winner.
It's good. It is really good. I was just in the mood for that. That Virginia with some of that Kentucky.
Yeah, that's why I was saying if you like Virginia and Kentucky, check out Navigator. That stuff is like really like it's a good Virginia, and the Kentucky I would say is even a little more forward than it is in that blend.
Nice. Yeah, because this is really in the back. Well, depending on how you pack it, it really can be just a condiment, really.
Yeah, I don't know if you notice it's only I think 2 out of every 3 coins have the bullseye.
I think it's even less than that. I think it's like a third or even a quarter of it.
So it might be it's either 1 out of every 3. I think maybe it's 1 out of every 3. So for every 2 regular coins, there's 1 with bullseye.
Yeah.
That's one that I saw. It was Bremen Pipe Smoker. He was talking about it and he showed it, and he's like, he talked about how, you might see something really strange that they don't all have the bullseye. Well, that's how it's supposed to be. And he like explained the whole thing. It's like, and so I had to order it.
It's interesting because that one is all about your preference and how you want to pack it and what consistency you want of how much Kentucky.
Yeah.
Did you watch London Calling doing the review of the McClelland Red and Black?
I don't think so.
That's pretty cool. Of course, you can't get it anymore, but it has 2 different flakes in there: Red Virginia flake and like a stoved Virginia flake, a black.
Wow,
Literally
that's
looks black.
weird.
So you can either just smoke the red, or you can just smoke the black, or you can mix them together, or you can do whatever 60-40 or whatever you want to do. And it's designed to be that way out of the tin, so you can just kind of do what you like. But it's made so that like the best flavor is a mixture of half and half, red and black.
Right.
Pretty interesting.
Weird. Interesting tobaccos that we can no longer get.
Mm-hmm. This is the first coin I've ever smoked, or medallion, or whatever you want to call it. So
Yeah.
I do have some bullseye flake that I just got a few days ago. Some Peter Stokkebye's bullseye. Haven't tried it yet. Of course, that's not a Kentucky; it's a vapor, but I'm looking forward to that.
Do you
Yeah, it's
do you
Cavendish.
Go ahead. Do you stuff it in, or do you rub it out before you put it in your
These
pipe?
ones, I just took 4 or 5 coins and just stuffed them sideways into the bowl. I don't know if that's the way you should do it or not, but that's what I did. And then I just kind of broke up the top to get it lit and get that nice ash bed on the top. But
yeah,
with the Stokkebye,
I've done it both ways.
The Stokkebyes are so big, like they're giant medallions as opposed to the little coins, and so I treat those like flakes. I basically will fold them one way, fold them the other way, and then they start to kind of turn into strips. And if you just kind of like rub them into strips, you can just get a bunch of strips, and it's like a bale of hay, and you stick all that straight into and it usually burns great like that.
Cool. Yeah, I typically, all of my flakes, I don't fully rub out. I'll break them up to that broken flake consistency that you get in some tobaccos.
Exactly.
And that's as far as I go, because I really like the way that burns, and it just keeps it slow. And I feel like I get more flavor out of it. But
I think that's true. I think that's why they say Star of the East flake is a lot better than the regular Star of the East, and I'm like, that's interesting. I'm thinking that it's probably that's what it is. It just retains a lot more flavor in the flake. I don't know. I've never had the flake version.
That bulk was awesome that you gave me. That was really, really good. Zach, I know you got some Star of the East recently.
Yes, I actually tried it yesterday.
Any particular reason why you decided to get that?
Why did I decide to get that? It was somebody did a video on it, and I'm trying to remember if it was like when I first started watching videos, if it was Mutton Chop who did it. You know what? Actually, I think it was Mark, Northeast Piper UK. He really likes that stuff. He likes anything Latakia. And I'm pretty sure it was him that had done a video on it. So I was like, oh, well, that's an easy add to the order. But I didn't realize until I got the order, because I was so excited, pushing the shopping cart button, add to cart, that I had gotten so much from the Marquee series. I didn't realize that I had 3 in my cart from them, but they were all ones I wanted to try. So that's not a problem. I'm running out of jars though. More importantly, I'm running out of places to put the jars.
Yeah, that's the real problem.
That's the real problem. You can always get more jars.
Yeah, when they start stacking up.
Right.
I've got to hurry up and finish my rack. When I finish up that rack, every time I show it to someone, they say, "Oh, it's a neat shelf." I'm gonna be like, "It's a hutch." Mr. Derek Tance, like, this is like go-to thing. Everyone,
yes,
it's a hutch.
Well, you can't show Mel anything, or else he'll want to buy it from you. So
that was really funny. Immediately, he was like, "I'm gonna get you to make me one of those." Like, and you were like, "Yeah." I was counting the minutes till you said that. Oh, we got some chat in here. Let's see. Clint is here. Clint says, "Evening, everyone. There isn't a right or wrong way, just personal preference." You know what? I don't know how old that comment is. So I'm not sure which thing, but I agree.
It's probably when I asked about the coins.
Stuffing flakes.
Coins, yeah, that's probably it.
And how to stuff them.
I think I'm gonna go for some vintage Syrian. I'm gonna smoking the last bit of this Syrian up. It'll all be gone, and there won't be any more.
Except for what I own that you sent me.
Except for what Mel has in his basement, probably.
Right.
If this stuff goes off the market, actually, I think it is off the market. I can't find it. If it completely disappears, I'm blaming him. I know it was him.
I got to get Clint to sell me some of his special new pirate blend.
There's a new pirate blend?
Well, Clint made some pirate blend.
Oh.
He calls it like pirate plug or I can't remember what he said.
Do love me some pirate anything. So pirate cake, let's see. I can't remember how I don't know if you've seen like how it comes in like a brownie. It's just like this big brownie. Very interesting.
You sent me a pretty nice piece of that brownie. I would say, what'd you do? Cut up? Did you break it off or cut it or what?
Just break it. It's not a plug. It's just a really dense brownie. Like
it just seemed like really nice. Just mentally satisfying amount of.
Maybe I did cut it. I might have cut it. I can't remember. Yeah, I probably did.
By the way, Zach, you need to email me your address. 4eyedpiper@gmail.com. Did you? I think you early on sent me some emails, right?
Yes. Yes, I can do that.
Shoot me your address because first off, I got to get you a knife, brother.
Well, thank you.
That little strawberry cutter you had the other night was not doing it for me.
No.
I'll get you one.
I just went into the kitchen and there it was. And I thought, oh, this is perfect. I could have brought my scissors out, but I didn't.
Honestly, I'll be honest with you. The knife I use is a $7 Amazon purchase. So
nice.
Pretty easy.
This is what I typically use to cut tobacco. It's like it's a snap blade, but it's like this. It's not the little thin kind. This is like the big, thick loofah blades. You can get these at the dollar store. They're not like hard to find or expensive. But what you do is you don't snap them. I mean, yeah, they can snap, but why would you? Yeah, no, it's cool because it's like really long, but it's as sharp as an X-Acto blade.
Yeah, so, if you don't snap them off, it's like a wakizashi or something.
Yeah, it's like a katana. Like 1/4 of the Ninja Turtles right here, man. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Oh man, I love vintage Syrian, and I love this and my two fired like tobaccos that I just can't get enough of are this and Old Dark Fired, which is funny because they're two you know, it's like one of them is like key and the other one is Kentucky, so they're completely different kinds of like, you know, fire and smoky cured, but it's they're both so good. I can just smoke them all day.
That HH series is just all of them are just really good.
Yeah.
A little expensive, but worth it for sure.
Yep. Yeah. I have a big giant jar of this too up there. I have one of these full of that. I think it's probably the last I'll ever get of it too, so it's gonna have to last me. I have to, which is too bad because this is like an everyday smoke for me, but not anymore, obviously.
Zach, did you get some any GLPs in those samples you got?
I'm trying to decide which GLPs I haven't gotten in a sample from.
Yeah, I think
these guys they sent me a lot actually.
I wanted to get Navigator yet, so
that was. I wanted to get some Gaslight, but I haven't. I don't think Pipes and Cigars had it in stock, or it's back ordered or something.
So Smoking
Pipes had it.
Yeah. They tend to have a better selection of the GLPs, I've noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Fuller selection. More of the, like, especially of the harder.
But when you go
find stuff.
When you go over to Smoking Pipes, you got to spend $100.
Yeah. That's why I
This is how it is.
Usually I'm trying to keep my Smoking Pipes order under $100 and my Pipes and Cigars order under $100. And I sometimes it'll kind of like, okay, if I can find this over here, I can get that up to $100. But then by the time it's over, I'm just fighting to keep both of them under $200. It's ridiculous.
Right. Yep.
I don't over the last week or so, I've been trying to find other online retailers that may be a little more obscure, but could potentially carry like something
that's the way to go.
Find, right?
Yeah.
So I haven't found really anything, but I did start looking at B&B Tobacco.
Yeah.
If you guys have looked at that.
B&B are the guys who did not send me the like any kind of coupon or anything. They just like, they were like, oh, I'm sorry, your money will be back in like 7 days. We don't have any nightcap, even though we said we had nightcap. So careful with those guys. But they're like a bigger company. So
I'm glad you said that, because I was looking at Dunhill selections from them, and they have a ton on the website. They say that they're in stock on.
Yeah.
But
they no longer are in stock of nightcap, apparently, because they were when I got it. And then when I went back, I noticed after they said, no, we don't have any. I went back to the site and it wasn't there. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I think that their stock of Dunhill is highly questionable.
I don't know if I should say it, but they do say they're in stock on Mixture 965 still. So I was going to try, but I don't know. I don't know if I believe it.
That stuff was around. I didn't even think of that. I would have thrown some of that in there. I have like a jar of that somewhere.
That's okay.
My
Smoking pipe.
My tobacconist down the street has it in bulk.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There. Now I told them, I said Dunhill is going out of business, and they were like, and I was like, no, Dunhill is going out of business. Like, I haven't heard anything, but I said Dunhill is going out of business, and they didn't listen. So the last time I went in there, I couldn't find nightcap anywhere. Like, I called the hookah shop. This hookah shop. They have like roll your own cigarettes over here, and then they have like 5,000 hookahs. And then in the very back, they have a case. And if you go, I'm not even kidding, literally at the bottom shelf of the case, and you open it and go around behind basically where the register is and dig through crap under there, you'll find like, Elizabethan and Durbar and all of the basic, like all of the basic blends. I haven't been there in months, but I remember seeing that there. It's all kind of overpriced, so I never bought any of it. But anyway, I called them. I was like, do you have that? And he goes through it. And he's just reading me stuff. Durbar. No. My mixture. Yeah. 9. So yeah, I know. My mixture. BB 938, right? Yeah, that is. Okay, keep going. No, there's nothing here called nightcaps. Oh. So I go back to this place that had the gigantic heritage jars full of it. And I said, nightcap. And he points to an empty jar. I was like, are you kidding me, dude? I told you they were going out of business. He's like, some guy just came and bought the last pound of it. Like, yeah, I bet he did.
Of course they did.
So that's it. Like, I don't think there's gonna be any more nightcaps. Except what you can dig up, what's already.
I'm glad I have available the cellar, but I am giving some away. That's okay. Someone will enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because I remember at the time that Mel announced his, and he's like, you can have McClelland, or if you don't like that, or maybe it was Esoterica, it was something like that. And he's like, you can have some, like, Dunhill. And I remember thinking, who would pick the Dunhill? And then it, because we knew it was going to eventually disappear, but it's starting to become like, what decade will it disappear? And then toward the end of this contest, some of them started drying up. And then, stuff and things they did. Bradley had that video where he's like, "There's no more Elizabethan," and I was like, "This is getting real." And sure enough, by the time his contest was over, I was thinking, Someone might pick the Dunhill at this point.
Right.
It's gone.
I'm a little surprised with what people chose for their prizes.
I didn't notice. I don't remember actually seeing what anyone chose.
Most people just chose like the random. It seems random to me because I don't know a lot of the McClellan blends.
Yeah,
just like random selections out of that.
Okay.
For me, it would have been like, give me all 3 tins of your Frogmorton. Like,
right?
That's what I want.
I still need to try On the Town because that's the one that Mutton Chop loved the most.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't tried it.
I always wanted to try On the Bayou. That's the one that I've always just...
Does it have Perique? Is that why it's on the Bayou?
Yeah.
I assumed that, but I wasn't sure.
It's Perique and Latakia.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Cool.
Oh, well. The other blends that I always wanted to try, I've been able to try through samples. Shortcut to Mushrooms, I got some samples of that.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
You got a sample of that. Yeah, that's right. Because that was that was like your unicorn blend.
Yeah, absolutely was. And I called them like literally the week after they ran out of it. And
yeah.
They're like, nope, never making it ever again. Sorry about your luck.
Mark in the UK seemed to allude to the fact that it's kind of easy to get Dunhill over there.
Yeah, I hear that.
Is that the case?
Hard. Yeah, I heard that it's actually, yeah. In fact, right now, if you just go to the UK online stores, they've all got it. They all have it.
Because they made it more for them, or they're just done selling it in America?
No, I mean, I think that it just hasn't sold out there yet, probably because it's not as popular.
Oh, okay.
Here, the thing is, like, it's so popular. Yeah. There are so many tobacconists that have like nothing but Dunhill. They just we have cigars, and we have Captain Black and Dunhill. Like that's what you get. Like the only tinned tobaccos they have are Dunhill.
That makes sense.
It's so popular here. It's crazy.
Probably for a lot of people, after they smoke the OTC blends, they upgrade to kind of premium tobacco tins. Those were the tins that they went to.
Yeah.
So that's why now everyone's scrambled to get them because that's what they've, grown up on or cut their teeth on as far as pipe smoking goes.
I mean, of all of these, like these premium tins that we collect now, a lot of these are like Hearth and Home and MacBaron and C&D and all this stuff. When you look at Dunhill, the history behind Dunhill, it's just, I mean, remember, it went away a long time ago and came back. The stuff that we're smoking isn't the original. It's come and gone and come and gone. And Dunhill itself is like such a big brand of other premium products that I think it's just got so much muscle behind it, that.
Right. Yeah, they make like luxury items, right? Yeah. Like
belt buckles or something.
Yeah, cufflinks and watches and that kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah.
European carry-alls.
Things that people on golf courses need in great quantity.
Are you guys near or a part of pipe clubs in your area?
I'm not part of any pipe clubs. The closest one to me is probably like in actual physical proximity, like 2.5 hours away in Buffalo, New York.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make any sense to be part of it. I mean, you can join pipe clubs online and stuff like that, and have that community to correspond with. But
I hear there's a pretty good one on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. We just inadvertently created the Mayhem Pipe Club the other night, so just saying.
The Mayhem Pipe Club. Yeah, this might be it. We might get excommunicated from YTPC. We'll have to thing.
Yeah,
we'll be the crazy people.
I don't think any of the other members of Mayhem Pipe Club would be okay with being excommunicated. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
it's just gonna be me hanging out with my tinfoil hat, like calling myself the Mayhem Pipe Club, and smoking Captain Black Grape by myself while I talk about conspiracies and alien
Yeah, but
invasion.
you know, something occurs to me. Out of all those other members, I don't think any of the people here currently actually mixed any Penzance with Captain Blackbeard.
Correct. You're
I don't
right.
think anyone here was actually guilty of that. So
I think we
they made their bed. They've got to lay in.
yeah, that's true. They're just impressionable. I'm sorry. We just set them up for it, and
I was
planted
like,
the seed,
are you guys
Inception style.
Are they really doing it? I was
Like that was just like the I don't know, the ultimate like I don't know, making it rain moment on YTPC. Like, yeah, I've got Penzance. I don't care. I'm just gonna adulterate it with this freaking grape garbage. Because I've got tins and tins of it. I don't care. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't surprise me that Mel did it, but Harriet, come on.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Mel bought all of it anyway, so he can do with it what he wants. He bought all Penzance in the world.
I think every tin of Penzance at one time or another has come across Mel's cardboard house out in his backyard in the bottom level.
It has been bought by him on eBay and probably sold again by him on eBay. It really blows my mind when I think about how much Penzance and stuff like that I've seen floating around on eBay, and I think some of those probably are at Mel's house now. So funny. I've just done it with the frog. That frog Morton came from the UK, which is weird to me because it was made here, shipped to the UK, stayed there for a year or something, then shipped back to me on the slowest boat ever. It took a month.
Wow.
I read in the in the reviews for that seller something about, yeah, it was great, you know, it took a while, came on the slow boat, and I'm like, no, they weren't kidding. Like, my tracking was like left here, left there, got on a boat for New York, and then like almost a month later, it was like headed from New York to like, wow, on a boat for like 3 weeks. Crazy.
I've got some tobacco coming from Switzerland right now, from what I understand, from a gentleman who follows my channel. And he said it's probably going to take some time. He didn't give me any tracking information, probably luckily, because I'd be like looking at it every single day, like, where is this thing?
I do.
But I'm excited because it's going to be a bunch of tobaccos. He told me he was going to send me some tobacco that is unobtainable here in the U.S., so I'm pretty excited about that.
Gonna smoke some unobtainium.
Unobtainium, correct.
Uh-oh.
Hey, bitches.
She heard it.
I heard that.
She heard it. I was like, she heard us talking.
Uh-huh. I think I am always watching.
She's always watching. She's like, what? They're talking about me. Hey, like, it wasn't my idea. It wasn't my idea.
And I got the memo. Woo, hello.
Oh, you got the memo today.
I did.
Well, is that a Cobbit? Man, everybody's got a Cobbit but me.
That's the dwarf or something, isn't it?
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. That is the, yeah, it doesn't have the pointy bottom. It's got the,
yeah. It's a sitter.
The old grape dwarf.
And look what I'm smoking.
Oh, I know what that is. I see a big mushroom.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Yeah, I was listening. Uh-huh. I was on my computer, but once you called me out on the grape, that was it. I couldn't get it anymore.
I was like, well, nobody else is gonna get us communicate. Like, wait a minute, you know, we didn't do it. I mean, it wasn't us. It wasn't us.
Oh man. I got crap on Simon's channel about it yesterday.
We told Simon.
Huh?
We told I think I called you out, didn't I?
You did call me out. You did.
I was trying to be really under the radar, but I'm bad at that.
Oh, I couldn't care less. It's all good.
I said, I will not tell any of the party. I will not rat out any of the parties involved. So you're just gonna have to ask Mel and Harriet yourself. I think Simon was genuinely like stupefied and probably thought it was really funny, but he was just like, "What?"
Wait, I emailed him the next day.
You what? You did?
I
what?
emailed him the next day. I did.
Well,
I told him. Well, because I had asked.
Here's what had happened. See, what had happened was
I had actually asked Tim West if they would do a pipe for him.
A
9 mil, and they don't, because I met Tim West at the pipe show.
Oh yeah.
And I said, and by the way, it was only one bowl of grape with the pins.
It was just oh.
I'm pretty sure Mel made like an entire jar of that stuff.
I think so. It looked like it. Yeah, it's some big thing. I was like, "What is that?" Dear God! Oh, it's just it's just I just mixed 110. It's okay.
Oh my God! No. And you know what, guys? It wasn't that bad, actually.
I've never actually heard anyone say they hate Penzance grape. I've heard people say I've never had, or I mean, Captain Black grape. Like I've heard people say I've never had that. Why would I order that in the first place?
Right.
And I've heard people say it's not as bad as you think, but I've never heard anyone say it's awful.
You never heard anybody say it's awful or awesome?
Awful. Either one, actually.
Either way, yeah.
I've heard people say it's not as bad as you think. That's about as close as I've.
Not. I tell you what, if I had to choose the grape over the grape or the cherry, I would choose the grape 100 times more.
Yeah, even the cherry. Zach was saying even the cherry CAO isn't very. It's kind of cough syrupy.
Yeah.
That's I think why I'm so reluctant to get the Blood Red Moon, but everyone says it's so good that I have to try it.
It is pretty good.
Yes, it is good.
I haven't smoked it for a while, but
as far as cherries go, that's the best one I've found. But I have heard that the Lane cherry tobacco is really good too.
The very cherry. What is it?
Yeah, something like that. Very cherry, yeah.
I have some of that in there, but I haven't tried it. LaDon Mott gave it to me.
I've heard a couple people say it's better than the Blood Red Moon, but Blood Red Moon is also not just a straight cherry. It's like a cherry chocolate. So
Lane, that's crazy. Wow. Well, Lane Limited. Was it Lane Ready Rub? Was surprisingly good. I remember Mutton Chop did the thing where he's like, "Oh man, this stuff tastes like." S'mores basically, and he's right. It's really good.
Tastes like s'mores.
Yeah, I always pick I would see these OTC pouches, and I always just assumed that they all taste like, like cigarettes and tar. Basically, I mean, I didn't know what they taste like. And it's like blown me away that getting into all this, I'm realizing more and more that like it all tastes like candy, like all of it, like all that stuff, like Captain Black tastes like candy. It all tastes like candy. The Lane Ready Rub is this weird cube cut stuff that I'll go see if I can find it. It's really good. Like really good.
I've smoked a couple bowls of 1Q just because you have to when you're getting into pipe smoking.
Yeah.
And it's just way too sweet for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's probably good if you smoke it and get used to it, but it's just too much for me.
If you think that is sweet, you should try RLP 6. Wow, that stuff is crazy sweet.
He's invisible.
Yeah, I'm invisible. RLP 6 is actually it's Captain Black. Actually, it's Captain Black Standard, and 1Q is Captain Black Royal. But the RLP 6 is really it's like a chocolate flavor, and it's stupid sweet. It's like too sweet.
Have you ever tried? You can get it just for him. It's chocolate mousse. It is nasty, not nasty bad. Mean chocolate, mean. Like you can't even. You could tin that up, and your room would still smell like chocolate mousse.
Really?
Yeah, to the point where you open your door and you almost get sick from the smell of it.
I've jumped into a couple of blends like early on because I thought I was gonna be an aromatic smoker right off the bat of like Sutliff espresso and some others that are just like so oily and cased just to the max. And you know they've got that propylene glycol through them and everything. Yeah. It's like just sweet. And yeah, it turned me off big time.
That's what Dolce is.
The heck out of you.
This stuff right here, Lane Limited, Lane Ready Rub. It's like a blue pouch. I got the pouch version. I think you can maybe get it in bulk, but it's, I guess it's not cube cut exactly, but it's like finely chopped into this weird, like almost. I mean, it's just so fine that it just it sprinkles like dust. It's almost like if you were to just like shake up some pirate cake until it was nothing but dust. It's like. It's just really, but it packs really well that way. Like you can just sprinkle it in, and like there's no packing. I mean, it's just like, oh, yep, all the way at the bottom. I mean, it's because it's not like a ribbon cut or anything. Yeah, the flavor is great. It's not overly sweet. It actually reminds me a lot of Saint Bruno. It's a little bit sweeter than Saint Bruno, but it's similar.
I've not tried Saint Bruno either.
I hear everyone says that Saint Bruno and the flake is like really good, but I've only had it in the pouch. It was okay. I mean, it was for a pouch, it was pretty good. The thing is for Saint Bruno that I thought was kind of neat is that it's a pouch OTC that actually tastes like tobacco. It's like, what? But it's just like a Virginia, it's pretty good. And most of these pouches that I've seen are, I mean, they all taste like, sugar cake and candy syrup, strawberry jam, grape, chocolate, something.
Like Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops. Yeah.
Tasty. So Mel never came back.
No, he sounded like he had a date.
Gotcha.
He had it.
He said he was gonna spend some time with his wife and watch football, though. I heard that. I'm not sure.
Oh, I didn't hear the football part. I bet she didn't hear that either.
She's a big football fan, actually.
Okay, good. Okay.
Oh,
so it's not like a, we'll spend 5 minutes and then I gotta go watch the game. She's like hanging out too, probably, and watching.
Well, I spent part of the evening with Big Casper at Pipe Club tonight.
I didn't realize he was local to you. That's cool.
Yeah, he mentioned to me the other day that you guys were part of the same pipe club.
Yeah.
That's cool.
What was this huge, show that happened last weekend that, where a bunch of people went to the Sutliff factory? Like, it was huge. Like, I saw it was all over Twitter and Instagram, and people, I don't know if you guys know Dorothy Candarini, Dorothy Rose Candarini. She's, all over Facebook groups and Instagram. And there were photos of her all over the place with Aristocob and Russ Willette. I was like, that's so cool.
Huh.
I wish I was there at this thing. And then they showed off like she and her boyfriend got this like amazing haul, and and it was just this table full of esoterica. It was all of the Margate and Tilbury and all the other stuff besides Stonehaven and Penzing. It was awesome. I was like, man, I wish I didn't even know.
Where'd she get that?
I don't know where they were. I don't know where is the Sutliff factory. Wherever the Sutliff factory is, that's where they were. But I didn't realize that. I was soaking it up. I'm like, okay, so because she said, "Oh, we're going to the Sutliff factory," and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And then I thought about it, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I saw a video where Scott said that he was going to the Sutliff factory tomorrow, and I'm like, that's funny. Well, look out for him. And then I saw photos and I realized this isn't just people going to a factory. This is a whole tobacco show. And there were tables and people buying tobacco. And I was like, why wasn't I informed about this? I'm sure it was.
Yeah, we missed a good road trip. That's what I heard.
Apparently. I don't think it was the Virginia thing. Isn't there something happening in... I don't know. Derek Tant keeps saying that he's going to something coming up, but I don't think that was it.
That's Tennessee. That's Nashville.
Yeah, Nashville.
That's a YPPC meetup.
Yeah.
For a long time, they used to have a lot of vendors and stuff there, and then they cut that out, and so people kept coming and showing up, so the vendors would sell things out of the trunks of their car. So
Nice.
now they're now starting to have vendors come back officially again.
Oh, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
We have a pipe show coming up in Dallas, in Fort Worth, I think, and I think later this month, and I thought about going. I don't know.
Well, we went to our first pipe show in Dublin, Ohio, and it was fun.
They look so cool. Like they look like so much fun.
Oh, they are, and you want to buy everything.
I'll see like one person's video, and he's like walking around, and he's like, "Hey, it's Old Berg," and then you'll see Old Berg put up a video, and he's at the same one, and it's like you see like 5 different videos from the same show. I'm like, that looks like so much fun. I want to go to one of those.
Well, I can't wait to see all the videos from the meetup, the YTPC meetup. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, God, that'd be crazy. Oh man,
Everybody will have one.
Nashville. I wonder how far Nashville is.
It's about 6 hours from me. I looked it up.
Mel and I are in the same state, and we're like 11 hours apart. So that's why I'm so hosed. I'm at the like tail end of Texas, so anywhere from here is like 8 hours just to get out of the state. You know. That's if I go a certain direction. If I go to Oklahoma, that's like 12. It's insane.
When Hugh and I used to drive semis cross country, I hated driving through Texas because it seemed like it would take 3 days. I swear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're just there for the rest of time. That in California, I swear, I feel like I think what's so frustrating about California is that it's all city. So like you're driving and you see city and you're like, oh, we're getting close, and you realize no, I'm on the other side of state from anything, but it's just one long giant city.
Yeah.
So weird.
I'm used to New York City, which is like all just, crammed in this small vicinity, and it just goes up, vertically. And then I lived in North Hollywood for a little while, and couldn't believe how just expansive LA is. It just goes on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it does.
Do you ever or how close are you to Manhattan?
About 6 hours from where I am.
Oh, okay. It's like other part of the state.
Yeah. Yep. I'm on the western part of the state.
I've been there a couple of times. It's a really, really fun place to spend the day, the night, the weekend, or whatever.
That's about it, though. That's all you want to do.
Yeah, exactly. Same with LA.
Days and then,
Same with LA. Yeah, it's amazing for like I've spent a week. Spent a week in New York, and I spent 2 weeks the last time. No, the only time. I've only been to LA to California once, I guess. It was a long trip, so it seems like it was more, but I spent like 2 weeks there. And the nice thing about New York is you can go there and get like the week-long train pass, and you don't have to worry about ever having your car, just swipe it, and it's like 1 week, and you're just good for the whole week. And you just be anywhere, go anywhere all week, and you can pretty much, catch everything you need to in that week. And although I think we spent most of the time just drinking beer at McSorley's.
The rest is all just a blur.
The rest was a blur.
Are we still on live on YouTube?
Oh yeah.
Yep. I haven't seen anything. Nobody said anything recently.
Oh.
Because I didn't bring my computer out. I just came out in the garage.
I don't remember. I don't know if I know like North Hollywood. I know I was in South Hollywood. I was actually staying there for the second half of the second week that I was there, but I don't really remember North. Is that where all the hills are and like the big houses?
Yeah, pretty much. I lived like right across the street from Universal Studios.
Yeah. Okay, I know where that is. I remember that. I passed it.
Yeah, right on Vineland. That's where I lived. So
I remember driving around the hills and getting to see the house from Blade Runner.
Right. Yeah, it's surreal. It really is. And I grew up in a small town in Western New York, so
Yeah.
it was a little culture shock for me to live out there and
I
get
bet.
used to that hustle and bustle, and I don't know, just couldn't ever get used to it. And the seasons for sure in New York, and I'm sure in Ohio, are very
Drastic.
yeah, the changes are very
Yes.
significant. So being in LA was, I don't know, I just couldn't get used to it. My system was shot after the first couple months.
We don't have seasons in Houston. We have muggy, and then we have kind of not hot and muggy, which is winter.
That sounds like South Carolina.
Yeah. And then it gets to be freezing for those like 2 days in the winter.
Oh, you poor baby.
They hit randomly every year.
It goes from muggy to like 6 foot of snow here pretty quickly.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I've friends with family in New York, and I have a cousin actually who her husband lives, or her husband has family up there, and she'll go and send photos, and I'm just like, what if you have to eat or something? How do you get out of that?
You get used to it.
You plan accordingly.
You get in the snow tank. There's no driving up to the corner store.
The thing is, in New York, and I'm sure in Ohio too, you just get used to driving through 2 feet of snow or whatever, Yeah. And they remove snow quickly, and we deal with it. So
yeah, when you live in
a place other parts of the state or other parts of the country, rather, you get an inch of snow and you're done.
That's Houston.
You'll lose your mind.
Done.
That's Houston. We've got Scott the Pied Pipers here. He says, "What are you guys up to?" Hey, it's Derek Tant. What's up, Derek? Hey, you should jump in, Derek. Here, I'm gonna drop the link in. Anyone who wants to can click this link and join us. Part of the madness. It's not quite as mad this time because we're all out of grape. We're all out of Captain Black Grape. No one's got that.
I'm never out of Captain Black Grape.
I beg your pardon. Shelf in the cellar with this grape nonsense going on.
I beg your pardon. Oh, he says I've been trying. If it's an Android, it tries to tack on some kind of Google code, and somebody was able to actually copy that off and like delete it and repaste it back into there and make it work. But I don't know. But everyone who's done it with a computer or with an iPhone just got right in. Not really sure what the deal is with.
Oh, there he is.
There he is. There's
He's here. The mayor has arrived.
I'm here. Thanks for the welcome, guys.
All right.
Hey, Derek.
What are you smoking
out of Derek?
Out of your
Hello.
hut today?
Oh, well, I keep all my tobaccos I'm smoking this year on the kitchen counter. I've got some Bijou.
Oh yes, Bijou. What do you think of Bijou? Like, what is Bijou to you? I don't understand Bijou yet.
Why are you rhyming so much, Redstone Piper?
I'm a poet and didn't know.
Well, right now it's like super moist and it's like this chunky cut that I have to rub out a little bit, and it's unusually like humid out here in West Texas, so I'm taking forever to like load this into my pipe.
Yeah,
but it's like a nice Virginia. I think it's got other stuff in it, maybe some burley. It's pretty good.
I've only had a couple bowls out of mine, and it was kind of sour, and I just couldn't wrap my head around it. So I thought I would just cellar it for a while and think about it, and come back later. So that's what I'm.
That's always the best policy. Just let it age.
Yeah. I got it without mold all over it, so I was happy because I was a little scared after all those videos that people were posting.
Yeah. Who else is here?
Harriet Herfer.
Hey, Harriet. Nice to see you.
Yeah, you too.
We
What's
got
up, Derek?
Four-Eyed
Four-Eyed
Piper.
Roll
Piper.
call.
Zach here.
Four-Eyed Piper. How you doing, man? Good to see
Hey,
you.
buddy.
We've got the other Zach. We've got SM Piper.
SM Piper.
Hi, Derek.
Hey, Zach. How are you, sir?
I'm great. How you doing?
Fantastic.
And Scott
Nice.
the Pied Piper wants to know, Derek, are you still going to Nashville?
Yeah, I'll be there in a couple of weeks, actually.
I would say, does a
50.
bear wear a funny hat? Or is that...
Yeah, I still plan to go to Nashville. I bought those tickets a few months ago. I don't think Southwest is in the business of giving refunds.
Nope.
So,
Tickets are paid for. Scott, he's going. Hell or high water.
yeah, we're going to have a big turnout. So that's exciting.
And I want to go to that. So we were just talking about that, about how awesome Nashville's probably going to be, and I'll be there. That's awesome.
How many people have signed up, Eric?
We have officially like 38 people on that website, but I know that there's a lot more people going because, let's face it, not everybody's a sign up on a website kind of person. So,
yeah.
Right.
So I would expect maybe total about 50.
Wow.
Wow,
That's great.
awesome.
So
That's crazy.
And yeah, I mean, it used to, there was like pipe shows in Nashville, and then in 2016 it kind of shuttered. But I got brothers that live there, so I show up anyway. And there's enough people in the local area. You know, you got Old Berg and Eric and Angela, and it's a whole bunch of others. Peg Leg Piper, and there's so many that they just keep coming, and we should have more this year too.
Oh man, that sounds fun.
I'd like to go, but I don't think you can get off work. And then the drawing for the raffles that Sunday, so.
Oh yeah, I've been getting a lot more entries for that.
Yeah, I went to Pipe Club tonight, and I just mentioned it, and I sold $110 worth just
Yeah.
sitting there at Pipe Club tonight. So I think it was 170 some tickets sold so far, maybe 180.
Wow, that's pretty phenomenal. And you had that charity entry, or that that charity send the $300 check. Yeah.
Yeah. So far, I think we've raised probably around $1,700.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Danny Shore hasn't really been active as of late for obvious reasons, but he was basically the first person to ever send me tobacco samples. He's basically the model of generosity in the YTPC. Very, very selfless.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And he's kind of a proud man, and I don't think he was real excited about me doing it, but Sue Dunhill told him to get over it, that people wanted to help. So
yeah.
So that's how that went. Hey guys, tonight for my tamper, can you see it? I'm using my chapstick.
That's awesome.
I didn't bring one out here.
That's.
Where's everybody from, by the way?
I'm from Ohio.
I'm from the great state of South Carolina.
Huh.
If the trees weren't here, you could see the ocean from my house.
Well, cut those suckers down.
Yeah.
I went to South Carolina for the first time last year.
Where in South Carolina?
Greenville.
Oh, yeah. I love Greenville.
Yeah, my brothers, they're touring musicians, and they were playing some shows in Charlotte, North Carolina, and in Greenville. And so they asked me to tag along as like a fake roadie or something. I didn't do any work. I didn't do nothing. I was just.
I work for a theater company here, and we get a lot of our actors from Greenville. They have a very active theater community there.
I can see that. I really like the Carolinas, and I enjoyed driving from, the trip from Nashville to the Carolinas. Very, very scenic drive.
Oh, it's a beautiful drive. Yeah, it is.
The Great Smokies and
Appalachia.
It's very cool.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm actually from Houston, and I'm still here, and I'm about 20 minutes from the ocean myself. Well, the Gulf, not really the ocean.
That's right. Clear Lake, right?
Yep. Yeah, I was looking at
born in Houston.
You're in Big. What's that?
I was born in Houston.
Really? I didn't know that.
Uh-huh.
You're out in Big Springs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking. I was looking at the map, thinking, Big Springs, and if you keep going a little further, you got Mel out there in El Paso. Like that'd be a heck of a road trip.
Yeah, and anybody's welcome to stop by if you ever find yourself in the deep recesses of West Texas. But very few people find themselves out here at random.
I've lived here all my life, and I don't think I've ever been to Big Springs or El Paso.
I've been to El Paso, I think, once or twice. I think I went with my dad on a work trip a long time ago when I was a kid, and then I was going to Iraq as a contractor, and we flew out through Fort Bliss. So twice in my life to El Paso. It's a drive. It's like 350 miles west.
Yeah. I think he said that he's like 11 hours from Houston. That's how big Texas is.
I would imagine it's a lot longer than that.
No.
I don't know. What about you, Four-Eyed Piper, Zach? Where are you from?
Western New York, so southeast of Buffalo.
Okay.
Thereabouts, a little bit south of Rochester, New York.
Yeah, I think Captain Spaulding lives somewhere around there. YTPC guy.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's the bed.
Older school.
Poop the bed.
Yeah.
Captain Spaulding.
His real name is Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suddenly,
his name is Jason.
Psychotic clown. I'm just seeing a guy named Jason.
Yeah. Yeah, it's. I've been in YTPC a while, so everybody, it's people show up and they have their fill, and then they go away, and they're less active. So all these people that I'm familiar with, it's like, who's that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, learn your history, noob.
There's gonna be a test later. Study.
Go back and watch YouTube.
I mean, I came into the YTPC about 4.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was huge. I mean, there were people that were, I was the brand new guy, and now people look at me like I'm this guy that's been around forever. I'm like, it way predates me, like by so long.
Yeah.
So how long has it been going on before you?
Before me, I would imagine 5 years before me, since the dawn of YouTube. I'm sure there's been some semblance of a YouTube pipe community.
Back
Even
then,
the guys. Go ahead.
I was like, back then it was just probably just Matches talking to himself.
It was even before Matches,
Before YouTube, I mean, he was just talking to himself. And then YouTube, he was like, "Hey, all right, this is way
a place to send all these stories." Yeah.
Yes.
I just need somebody to listen to them.
I've been telling him forever, and now I've got an audience.
Yeah, Redstone Piper. I don't want to take over your live stream. I'm just used to doing my own and filling the silence all the time.
No,
So
please do. The only reason that I'm hosting is that I have the computer up and everybody else I think is on their phone. It requires a computer to do this, so I've been hosting these. But
yeah,
honestly, they started as like I think we were just gonna chat, and we were just like, hey, we should talk. And I think that it started when Zach Four Eyed Piper said he's like, well, I don't really text all that fast. Let's just like talk over video. And I was like, somebody had brought up the whole Google Hangouts thing on some other conversation, and I thought, I wonder if there's some way that we could connect that to YouTube, because like in itself, it's just like we're all just talking to each other. But it'd be cool if we could stream it. And then I found out that YouTube does in fact have a way to do that. So I thought, well, let's try that and see if anyone shows up. And then I don't know what happened, but some esoterica was mutilated, and
Oh, there it is again, calling me out.
yeah.
good time had by all.
I watched that stream. I was at work and I didn't watch it live, but I saw that it had been up, so I was able to kind of catch up and laugh, be entertained while I was working later that night.
Yeah, actually, tonight was just Zach and I were just like chit chatting, and then I think he accidentally called like everybody all at once, and so everybody got a phone call, and then so like all of us ended up, Mel and Harry, and we were all just like all talking again, and then they had to go, and then I thought, well, let's just stream this too. So like none of this stuff has been planned like at all.
Well, believe it or not, this used to be like this thing that we're doing here. It used to be a big thing in the YTPC, but something happened with YouTube and Google Hangouts. It became completely incompatible for like a couple of years, and so they're just now getting it like back together where you can actually do this. But
let me tell you, it is barely back together.
Yeah. I mean, it used to be really easy to do. It used to be real simple to do. I think you could just do it straight from YouTube or something like that. But
that's cool. That would have been so. Yeah, it's like connected in a way now that you have to basically start a live event on your YouTube channel from Creator Studio, and then from there it launches separately Google Hangouts, and then in there you have to call people and have them connect to you, and then from there you can stream and go live, and then you go back to YouTube. It's like, what? Yeah, so it's kind of a mess, but
yeah,
I do IT, so I volunteered to handle the headache.
Yeah, so it's not simple anymore, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
That's what I heard.
Of that. It's weird because YouTube is over here playing in the corner, so I can see my arms waving around. I'm like, what am I talking about over there? Oh, that was like 40 seconds ago. Okay. But I have to keep an eye on the chat. Oh, speaking of which, Scott the Pied Piper says, I live in Elizabethtown, Kentucky.
What's that near?
Probably Kentucky.
Kentucky's pretty big.
That's as close as I can. I can't even name a single city in Kentucky.
Lexington,
There you
Louisville.
go. Louisville, yes. I do. And that one I knew.
Wilmore.
The capital, Frankfurt.
I've never heard of that one. That's crazy. The capital. I've heard so many people get the capital Texas wrong. What's the capital Texas? Dallas. No. San Antonio? That's where the Alamo is? No. I guess it's Houston. No. 45 miles south of Louisville. There we go.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
So, in close proximity to Nashville in a couple of weeks.
I see what we're doing. Are you one of the 50, or are you just going to show up like all surprise, and surprise everybody? Going to sneak in.
Well, boys and girls, I think this four-eyed piper is going to be calling it quits for the evening. I hate to be the first one, but I am on Eastern time over here, so.
Oh yeah, it's late there.
But
Oh, wait a
good
minute.
chat.
I'm also on East time. What time is it?
Well, good seeing everybody. Derek, thanks for jumping in. SM Piper, it was nice talking to you face to face finally. Harriet and Stacy,
as well.
pleasure as always.
Awesome.
And,
Night.
Thanks for hanging out.
Take care.
Much appreciated. Y'all have a good night.
Yeah, he jumped into Yardism's live chat earlier, and then his wife jumped in. The four-eyed pipe widow said, "We have all 8 eyes here." And I think Yardism. He was like, "What are you talking about?"
Good old Chad Yarborough. Yardism.
Chad.
Good guy.
His real name. It's so confusing when people ask me what my real name is. I'm like, you can call me that, but no one's gonna know what you're talking about. Just call me Red Stone. I don't care. We had 2 Zachs in this one chat.
I went to Pipe Club tonight, and somebody new was there, and he said, "Hey, is your name Harriet?"
Well, no.
No, but yes.
Yes and no.
Celebrity.
Right. He said, "You have a YouTube channel."
That's awesome.
That was awesome.
It always amazes me when I see people like big time YouTubers walking around at pipe shows and stuff, and I don't see too many people coming up. Like maybe they're friends they know or whatever, but I don't see people running up in those videos like, "Hey, you're Oldberg," like, or whatever. It amazes me. Like, don't you know who that is?
It's so weird, that like in the grand scheme, Oldberg, nobody knows who that is, but in like the YouTube pipe community,
that's right.
That's the legend. He's S. Oldberg.
That's right.
And it's just weird because both my brothers live in Nashville, and Brandon, the youngest, he's like kind of like this quasi famous singer. I been on the road. He's been, I don't know. He's getting up there as far as notoriety, and he's getting known as a musician, and he's well known all over Nashville. But when he goes to pipe shops with me, it's Derek Tent. Oh, this is my brother. Oh, good to meet you, Derek. By the way,
oh wait, Derek has a brother? What's his name again?
Brother, you're in my world now.
Yeah.
You know
who that guy is? That's Derek Tent's brother.
they both love it. They love it, and I've gone to shows. Like I've been to Austin, and whenever Brandon comes through Texas, I mean he's got dozens of fans, just fangirling all over him, and it's like it's a high pressure thing to be that well known, in public. I'm happy being, YTPC B list,
Well, if you're B list, I wonder what I am. I don't even want to think about it.
B minus, Harriet.
Oh, that's it. Well, a little bit farther down, I think.
Well,
no, I think your giveaway video was the video that shook the YTPC. I've heard so many people like, have you seen the stuff? Or not the giveaway, the auction or the raffle.
The raffle. Yeah.
The stuff in that raffle. I mean, I was watching that video and just when I thought my jaw couldn't fall any further through the floor, it kept going.
I know, they just keep coming too. I've got 3 more tins of. Let's see, I've got a 10. I don't know what the hell I've got. 2 more esoterica tins and a 10 of Pelican coming to me from Mel. And
that's a nice.
Yeah, Uncle Butter sent a tamper, a homemade tamper.
Nice.
And I still haven't gotten the stuff yet from Sterling Soaps, whatever that's going to be. Ghost Cobb got that, so I don't know. You know, we just keep stuff. And then a guy at Pipe Club that I just met handed me a Zycar lighter that he bought a few weeks ago, and he's only used a few times. And he said, "Here, he says I don't need this. Why don't you put that in your raffle?" And he bought 3 tickets.
Wow.
Very cool.
Well, okay, thank you. It was nice to meet you, sir.
Right?
so kind and generous, you know.
That's so cool.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, who's really helped out is Phil from Briar Report.
Yeah.
He's awesome. And also Ghost Cobb, he's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
Ghost Cobb.
Yeah.
What's up, Whitey?
Let all you do be done in love.
Done in love. Yeah, he's a nice dude. And his wife was the one that got that $300 donation through where she works. So.
Yep. Good old Sean.
Yeah.
Sean Safore, the Ghost Cobb. I think he might be coming to Nashville. I'm not sure.
No, I don't think so.
He lives like, he said he lives like 20 minutes from Boswell. That's awesome. Yeah. Imagine having Boswell as your local, you know, brick and mortar. I'll just go down to Boswell.
Yeah.
All the peasants place orders, wait.
And pay shipping.
Oh, Scott did say, yeah, it's an hour and a half from Nashville.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, I noticed somebody sent Ghost Cobb a like they sent him a bunch of stuff or something, and he had a Yabo, and then someone had mailed him some Boswells. He's sort of like, thank you so much. He's sort of like, I'm about 20 minutes from Boswell, but I haven't had this blend, so thank you.
But I could in 20 minutes if I wanted to.
I could walk there, but thank you. Very sweet.
It's got to be cool to live 20 minutes from a world-class pipe shop like that.
Yeah, I've been chooching on this Northwoods every day.
That's good stuff right there.
So good.
It's a classic.
Oh.
I'm just still trying to score myself some more shortcut to mushrooms, guys.
Well, don't ask Zach. I think he's gonna hoard his. He's.
That's all I have left. It's sad.
Did they discontinue shortcut to mushrooms?
Yes, they did.
Yes.
Yeah, and yeah, actually, Four Eyed Piper was he was all excited about getting some, and he actually called them, and they told him on like on the phone, nope, we're never gonna make it again. Sorry, that's all there ever will be. Like they were just like, sorry, and he was so crushed.
I had a sample of it one time, and I don't know, something must have been my mood or that day. I didn't like it. It just didn't set well with me.
I've never tried it. Never tried it.
Unfortunately, Hugh has decided he also loves it.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Well, what's going to replace that?
Yeah, get to work.
Everyone was saying that was shortcut to mushrooms was a good replacement for like Frog Morton.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I don't know. That Northwoods is it's uncanny. I love it. It's not exactly the same, but it's so similar. It's crazy.
And some people say that some of their other like Country English or Railroad Station, it kind of is in the same family that just kind of backs off the Latakia a little bit.
Okay. That's interesting. Yeah. I was thinking that. I was wondering if they had other blends that were in this family. So, and I've heard of Railway Station. Old Burke told me I need to check that one. What was the other one?
Railroad Station.
Railroad Station. I think there's like Country English or Bear Blend. They have a whole line of Englishes. You might as well get them all, Redstone, and
you might as well.
And just tell us which one is the closest one to Frog Morton, so that all debate can be over.
That's right. We can just get this settled once and for all. I was lucky enough to get I've got some Cellar. I finally was able to try that. That's really good. But I found I was talking to Eric of Pipe and Cigar Therapy, and he hadn't tried Cellar yet, but he had a bunch of classic Frog on a Log. So he sent me some of that, and I sent him some of mine, and we swapped. So now I've had both of those, and I'm like in love with those blends. They're so good. I
Which one do
can't
you like
believe I could have
better?
just. You know what? I feel like they're so similar. It's almost like Cellar is Frog on a Log with like a strong whiskey infusion, but they're just two of a kind. And I feel like Frog on a Log is a better like all day blend for me. Like I would just smoke it all day, whereas Cellar is a little stronger. There's something that really sticks out, as opposed to Frog on a Log, which is just so mellow. You can just kind of smoke it all day and nothing really sticks out. And so I would say that would be my all day smoke if that were possible, but it's not anymore.
Well, we've got a 50-gram tin and a 100-gram tin of Frog on the Log, but I haven't opened either one of them to try them, so I was just curious.
It's just so good.
I think Frog on the Log is probably the one that is more replaceable because it's like a mild sweet English. It's what that is, and you can, that's easy to duplicate. There's all kinds of great English blends out there that are mild and have a little bit of sweetness. Boswell's Northwoods is kind of a sweet English. It's just heavier on the Latakia.
Yeah.
So there might be one of their blends that's a little bit closer to the Frog on the Log experience, but it's Cellar. I'm not a, it's an English, but it has that aromatic topping, and people hated it when I called it an aromatic. They're like, it's not an aromatic. Frogmorton Cellar is an English. I'm like, well, it's an aromatic English crossover blend, and that's the one that I will. Yeah, that's the one that I'm gonna miss the most. But I got some. I have some.
Well, I'll tell you what. When my Cellar is gone, you know where that stave cube is going.
Yeah, it's some Frogmorton.
It's gonna go into this Northwoods right here.
Oh yeah, that's a.
Yeah, no, it's gonna go in my Northwoods. I'm gonna see what I can do with this Northwoods. I'm gonna put the stave cube in here and then open it up 6 months later and see what I got.
Freaking Mike McNeil of McClellan's. He's like so guarded of his secrets. Even now, he wouldn't even say which whiskey he was using to flavor.
Well, if I told her what whiskey, they'd have me shot in the parking lot on the way out of here.
You watch any video of Mike McNeil, you think this guy is crazy. He's insane, and he probably is. But the dude could process some tobaccos. He could blend some tobacco.
Oh, that's insane. He's great. That's when I was like, "You idiot! What you need to do is saw up the barrels and throw the cube in the tin." My wife doesn't. I'm not McClellan. My McClellan is my wife. I work for her. She's the brains of the operation.
Spot on. I love it.
I love that guy. That guy's a character.
I'm gonna do my best to make it to Chicago next year. I hope he goes. I do want to meet him.
Somebody's gonna kidnap that guy and throw him in a van, and they're gonna be like, get out a notepad.
Give me the recipe.
Yeah, the notepad. Come on.
Give me the vinegar recipe.
I've got a bottle of ketchup. What else? What else?
Yeah. There was a lot of uproar and people were like freaking out. And even now I've got people asking me like, should I go out and buy this Frogmorton on the Log, or should I buy this? I'm like, no, it's not being produced. You're going to spend $50-$80 on a tin of tobacco. Go somewhere, like get some Sam Gowith, get some Boswells, get some, rat trays.
Get some more.
Get some GLPs.
One of the guys at Pipe Club tonight, one of the new guys, had no idea that McClellan's went out, and also that Dunhill was done.
Oh no, he must have. That was a bad night for him.
He was passing around the tin of Cellar, and he goes, "Yeah, that's all right. I got 10 more of them at home." we're like, well, yeah, but
Well,
you don't
sir,
want to
you are
smoke.
rich.
Why not? I'll just buy some more right back here. We're like, dude, there's none back there in that cupboard.
Like, dude, you're not buying more of anything.
Yeah.
That ship sailed, dude.
Yeah,
Done.
but 10 tins of that should last a while. I mean, if he's, if you spread the love, there's tons of stuff. Make it a once a month smoke. It'll last you the rest of your life.
Yeah, that's true. So Scott the Pied Piper wants to know: have you guys ever heard of the Gatlin Burlier's Cades? I don't know, Cades, Cove, Cavendish, and Mountain Mall Mix. That one was easier to say. Mountain Mall Mix and Gaka Waka Kade Cove Cavendish.
Bless you.
Akalaka Pise La Acapulco. I have not heard of that I'm aware of. Or Mountain Mall Mix. That one's really easy to say. I like that one better.
Is that the one at Gatlinburg? The one where then the Bagpiper and Oldberg and
Joe Davis. Else? Yeah, Joe Davis, Tennessee Bull.
Tennessee Bull. Is that the place you're talking about?
Joe Davis Pipe.
Hey.
Oh, that's nice.
Man on the spot.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's that is the shop, the Gatlin Burlier in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. I've heard of it. I've heard it's a good shop. Don't know anything about their custom blends. I hear they're okay. I hear they're good.
I've never had any of them.
He said, that's the one.
Bingo.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have to go get more tobacco. Don't talk about me while I'm gone, because I'll hear it.
We were making fun of the Penzance thing, and she called in, and she's like, I can hear you guys.
Penzance gets really good when it ages.
I'll never know. Smoke it up is so fast.
You gotta put it in the jar, but
to hide it.
I guess I always say that Quiet Nights is a great substance. I actually like it better.
Yeah.
Than Penzance. Just it's a touch more complex.
Yeah.
But it's the same.
For me,
same kind.
It has a lot more weird. That's a weird thing for me. When I first got it, it tasted like Latakia. I tasted a lot of Latakia, and I could tell, well, there's some Turkish or something in there also. But that was what I tasted at first. But the more I smoked it, it could be that you just placed that idea in my head, and that it was like an Inception thing. But the more I smoked it, the more I felt like this really does taste a lot like Penzance. And then there was one particular smoke I remember where I couldn't even tell a difference. I was like, am I smoking Penzance or Quiet Nights? And at that point, I was like, why am I going crazy looking for Penzance when I have Quiet Nights? So to this day, I tell people the same thing. I'm like, if you want a really exquisite, crazy smoke and you can't find whatever. I mean, you can get Quiet Nights anywhere. They've got that. Get that. It's amazing. Yeah.
Buy an 8-ounce tin now. Just let it age. Yeah. Just let it sit there. And if you can find these unicorn blends, that's what I tell people. If you can find Pelican, if you can find Penzance or Stonehaven, if you find any of these, and they are available at a reasonable price, buy them. Get them. They're good. But don't kill yourself going crazy looking for them. Don't overpay. Don't make a huge effort. If you get a notification, Smoking Pipes has Penzance. Sure, make an order, but don't. Zach left.
Oh, SM disappeared. He might pop back in. Yeah, I think Mel missed your memo.
Oh, what did Mel do?
Mel has a pile of McClellan and Esoterica in his garage. I mean, yeah.
Oh yeah. He bought all the. That's right. He bought a bunch of Esoterica.
Yeah, and McClellan, ton of it, everywhere, stacked up.
He's gonna put some on eBay. He said.
It's where he got it.
I have a nice amount of McClellan, but that's for Derek.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We have 510s of McClellan, and that's it.
I just had the one seller, and I went ahead. I sent some to Four Eyed Piper. He's brand new, and he missed out like I did, and he had ordered some Northwoods, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to send him enough for of a sample because I want his opinion because I really think Northwoods is. I think I agree. I saw that same video, and he did too. Your video where you kind of were like, you know, these are the blends. You know, the project is over, and I went ahead and went out and bought Northwoods right away, and I agreed. I thought, wow, this is like uncanny. It's great. I wanted to see kind of what he thought because if anything, I figure if he agrees, then he won't feel so bad about having missed out on the McClellan train.
Yeah, there's so many great tobaccos out there that should be able to replace anything that's lost. I mean, there was huge pipe smoking tradition before McClellan's came around, and Frogmorton Cellars is a new blend. That was like it just came out a few years ago, and I remember getting it and smoking it. I thought that's good. I mean, I really did like that whiskey topping, and I have a few tins. I don't have 10 tins of Cellar laying around, but I have my McClellan shelf on my in the hutch.
Yeah.
Should we see what's in there? Do we want to look at the?
Oh,
I want to see what's in the McClellan shelf right now.
See the McClellan shelf?
Yeah.
Are we mobile? Can we go mobile?
Heck yeah, let's go. I do this sometimes.
We were joking about because I think I heard you at least twice, maybe 3 times in 1 week, correct somebody. One of them was me calling it like a tobacco cabinet or something, and you're like, it's a hutch.
Yeah.
And then somebody else did it the same day, like a day later, and you're like, it's a hutch. So I was like, well,
okay.
Well, now I start.
All right. Okay. All right. Let's see.
Let's see the famous hutch.
Yeah. Oh, we're doing construction. I wanted to show you. This is my son's room back here. We got some. We're doing some plumbing in the house. Oh, y'all probably can't even see this. I'm gonna turn on the light. This is the inside of my son's room.
Whoa! Wow, they're digging for gold.
Well, we're
you
putting well, they the house was kind of plumbed. Well, his bathroom was plumbed incorrectly, and so toilet backs up a lot.
Yeah, so yeah, they tear it up and
yeah. So everything's out of that room. There's the fancy espresso machine. Let's see. Here we are.
Four Eyed Piper wants to interject here. He said, "I'm totally casing Derek's house for a heist." Joke's on you. You got to drive all the way out to West Texas. Good luck.
Yeah, you make it out here, then I say you deserve it. No. Let's see.
Goodness, look at that. Holy smoke.
It's like the angels are singing.
Yeah, it's like 2 or 3 deep.
That's a lot of McClellan, sir.
And I bought a lot of it. I mean, and to be quite honest, I bought a lot of this before the
incident.
Yeah, great disappearing inning.
Yeah.
Hey, we have McClellan envy.
Yeah, that should last a while.
Thursday, Mel's going to open up some kind of bulging tin of Christmas cheer that he has he has no idea the date on because the date's all rubbed off. But it's bulging. I mean, it looks like it's like top and bottom are both bulging out.
Well, yeah, there you go.
That is a lot of McClellan.
Yeah, I apologize. The lighting in there kind of stinks, so it's hard to look in there. It's always been a problem. Maybe I should do like a here's all my McClellans for posterity.
You need to like Scrooge McDuck it and just put them all in a room so we can dive.
Ah! Make it rain McClellan's tins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got some Christmas cheer. I kind of want to do that. I think it'd be fun to maybe pop open a tin of McClellan's, whatever, just every Christmas time.
Yeah.
Whatever I have, I could pop open a McClellan's blend and smoke that during the holidays.
Oh, are you still on your year of no tobaccos that you've ever had before?
Yeah.
How's that working out?
It's fine. I just need to find more time. I need to pop open some more tins. I've done the thing where I present. I'll make a video and I'll present 2 tins, and I'll say, "You guys choose what I open."
That's right. Yeah.
And so we'll do that. I want to do that probably soon since it's cooling off. I got a Balkan Sobrani that's like aged from like 2012 that I would like to open because I've never had Balkan Sobrani. I've got a few tins of that.
I just tried Sassini for the first time.
Pretty nice blend, right?
Yeah, I love Sassini. I like the Balkan Sobrani, but I think I prefer White Knight. They're really similar, obviously.
Yep.
But it's good. It's really good.
Yeah, I had, and it's like the Black Knight's a great replacement for Blue Mountain or Balkan Blue or whatever they.
Well, yeah, they were both the same. They were both matches for 750, whatever the black
759, I think.
759, yeah. The black tin. Well, yeah, Four Eyed Piper got a he's probably gonna hate me for telling the story. He got he got a tin of it from in a Yabo from Mel, I think, and he pulls it out and it's like Blue Mountain, and I don't know if it was Blue Mountain or a Balkan Blue. It was one of the, I don't know, whichever version, the tin, but anyway, it was that blend, and he was like, I haven't had this. This looks, and he's sort of staring, and he's like, oh, this is McClellan. That's got to be pretty good. And I was like, do you know what that is?
Hello.
Now he's like, oh my god, he's really excited now. Like he was excited when he saw it said McClellan, but now he's really excited.
Yeah, it was Blue Mountain originally, and then they had to change it, and I still think I have an unopened tin of the one that's labeled Blue Mountain somewhere. So it's collecting some age on it.
Yeah. And Four Eyed Piper says, I'm ready to be poisoned by my sample of Mel's Christmas cheer. The bulging cheer.
Me too. He was supposed to send us a sample of that.
I think he is. I talked to him about it today, actually.
I got a package from him in the mail today. I haven't opened it yet.
Well, maybe it's in there. No, that would be magic because he hasn't opened it yet.
I think that bulging is actually normal.
Yeah.
For McClellan's, Virginia's.
It's the ketchup. Ketchup expands.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Ketchup physics.
So everybody that's gotten a Yabo from Mel has gotten one of his golf tee tampers and one of those scrapers, the stainless steel scrapers. You know what I'm talking about?
You mean one of these?
Yeah. Everybody's got one but me, and I'm feeling a little snubbed.
Oh man, what?
Mel.
He's probably out. He sent them all. I didn't get this from him. I already had one. These are $1.
Yeah, I have one of those.
They're $1. So.
Well, Big Casper was sitting next to me at Fight Club tonight, and he goes, "Yeah, you probably have one of these." And I looked, and it was from Mel, and I said, "No, I don't." And he goes, "Well, he sent me 10 of them," and I said, "Man, I'm feeling left out."
What? Rubbing it in. Tell him, well, he sent me 10 tins of McClellan, so.
Dude.
By accident. Oops. Botulism. Yeah, exactly. We're gonna get botulism. It's gonna be great. Excited.
What? Yeah, I've never heard of an infected tin of McClellan. I know Cornell and Deals had their problems here and there.
They have?
Oh yeah.
Long time. It's been a while, and I think
It's come and gone though. There were some reports not long before I ordered my bijou, and I was like, oh, I thought this was old and it was over with, and then it happened again, and I was like, oh no. But they keep saying, oh no, it's fine, it's been fixed. So I don't know. I don't know what to believe.
Well,
they're really good about replacing it if you.
Yes.
So
I've heard that too. Yeah.
So I wouldn't worry.
Yeah.
You open it up and it's nasty, or what?
The mold, like mold growing on the tobacco.
No, a little mold never hurt anybody.
Actually, Simon found some mold on. I think it was Simon. It was just like, you just cut it off and it's fine. It was somebody did that. I seem to remember a shot of a desk with no person present, so it has to be Simon. But it was somebody shooting their desk, talking about the blend and how like you can just cut some of it off and it's not a big deal. I'm pretty sure it was Simon.
Isn't that one?
Hey,
isn't the guy from Greece? He does it that way too, doesn't he? His videos.
Who does?
Is it Ace's GR that?
Yes, Aces also does that. I'm starting to think that maybe people in Europe are afraid of being, caught by the tobacco police or something.
Right.
I'm not
I don't
sure
know what
what's going on
it's.
there. You guys are smokers. That's evil. It's only illegal in the UK and California, I guess, to smoke.
It's crazy because the United Kingdom has like one of the longest traditions of, tobacco in general. With snuff and
right,
and snuff and
most of that stuff came from you guys. I know Snooze did.
Snooze is mainly Swedish.
That's
Swedish. Well, I mean Europe in general, but yeah.
Yeah, Europe. But yeah.
Across.
Oh, Harriet, how was your snuff experience?
Oh my God, what happened?
What? Well, it was all right. I'm not really sure that.
Did you do a snuff competition?
Oh God, no. I was afraid to do it, but I did. I tried it. I didn't love it.
Yeah. Have you guys seen a video of like an actual competition? Because it's unreal. Like you haven't lived until you've seen this.
I need to watch it. I love snuff. I snuff. I've got a bunch of snuff. I'm gonna go in. I'm pretty much done with this bijou. It's pretty good. I'll go inside and do some snuff now.
I'll do it right now.
I'm gonna do it right now.
And you can't stop me because I'm in West Texas and you can't get to me.
Yeah.
No,
I don't know. I don't know if I was just. I don't know.
The competition is that you have to like. Huh?
I like the smell of it, but.
Oh yeah.
What? Which one was it?
Well, that one was peach, and then she sent me a whiskey one that was just gnarly nasty.
Did it come in like a really big tin, like?
No, she just gave me samples of it in a little bag.
Oh, one that was called peach. Because was it like really? Yeah, because if it was an American snuff, that stuff is going to be like really dry and really fine. What you really need to get into is like some of those Freiburg and Trier snuffs. They're a lot more moist and they're a lot more coarse. And
what does that do for you?
It makes it easier to take. When snuff is like super dry and it's super fine and it's basically just powdery dust. Yeah. Whenever you sniff it, it just goes to the back of your throat, and it, for even experienced snuff takers, it can cause you to get coughing and sneezing fits.
Okay.
But if you have something that is more coarse and more moist, it will the snuff will actually kind of line your nasal passage there. It'll kind of sit there, and it won't be as irritating.
Yeah.
It'll be a little bit nicer to take.
Okay. I'll try it again then, because I just didn't. I don't know. I was afraid to use too much of it too.
There was some video that somebody dropped into. I want to say maybe it was one in the comments from the last video that we did. But anyway, he was like, somebody dropped this competition video in, and basically they sit there and they have to. It's like speed competition. They have to like snort this entire, pile or whatever it is that they're given. And watching everyone do it is just unbelievable, because then what happens is that a few people pretty quickly like tap out almost violently, and then there's like people left over, and they're just sitting there like with their eye like glazed over, like they look like zombies. It's amazing.
Oh,
yeah. Now here's some old Paris. Now this normally is more coarse and moist, but I've had this for a few years, and so it's dried out. But it's not a big deal for me. I can.
Well, I'm gonna try it again then. I'll get in the more course. What was the name of the company?
If you can get some Freiburg and Trier, or some like some Toke, anything from like Samuel Gawith, it's the European snuffs. If you get like American snuffs, and I think peach is one of them, they are just powdered. They're just powder fine. They're super dry, and they're tough to take. I think
He sent me some. What was the one that began with T?
Toke.
Coke. She sent me some of that. I'll have to try it.
Oh, okay. They have a lot of good flavors. So if you have some of that Toke, that should be a little bit easier to take for you.
Okay, I'll give it a try.
And being in the medical field, sometimes if you get some of those medicated snuffs that have the menthol in it, helps block out bad smells, which can be a blessing some nights.
I ran medic for 5 years, and we used to keep a jar of Vicks in the medic for dead body odor and such.
Right on. Well, do you know exactly what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Police officers used it more than we did, but it's just kind of funny.
Oh, let me I need to let my dog in now.
What kind of dog do you have?
Oh, I've got 3. The one that's outside now, this is Daisy. She's a Cairns Terrier. It's the same dog as Toto from The Wizard of Oz.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. I got him over here. There's Goober. He's like this Doberman mix.
Aww.
And then there's Daisy.
Hi, Daisy. What a cutie.
Yeah, she's the devil. Oh, she was.
Small dogs usually are.
Yeah. And then then we have Gigi, who's a boxer. She's in the bedroom right now with my wife.
Dogs make life fun.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Well, guys, I'm going to head out. He's been in bed for about an hour and a half. So.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I have to get to work in the morning. I probably will.
All right.
Yeah,
thanks for stopping in, Derek. I'm glad you found us. It hit me, after we started going. I was like, oh, man, I was going to tell Derek next time we did this. But we didn't really plan it. It just kind of happened. So I'm glad you found us.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem. I love it. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Good talking to you guys.
All right. Anyone left in chat? Thanks for hanging out.
Later, Taylor.
See ya.
Thanks, guys. Have a good